Hey guys, in this video I finally get to actually play D&D rather than being the forever DM. My good friend Josh is hosting a campaign for the first time, and I'm playing as Adrian Crosse, a neutral evil necromancer who's just died for the 13th time. And if all goes well, I'm hoping to get a really solid character arc out of him as he starts to question his own moral compass. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, I hope you enjoy.
Alright, so this journey of ours takes place in the southern reaches of the Kingdom of Nyala. The kingdom is known to the far reaches of the continent as the heart of magical innovation. Most acolytes, scholars, and sages alike undertake great pilgrimages to the capital city of Velstaire, at least once during their life in search of answers to questions they've long left unsolved. Our humble story begins in the small town of Tarak, where each of you have arrived through one means or another on
Oh
your path
god.
to Velstaire itself.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn that way the fuck down. Is that
Oh.
better? Is that better for you guys?
I don't know, I muted it. Hold on.
I turned it way down, like 80% down.
yeah, that's a lot better.
That's better.
Alright. The rest is up to you to adjust your volume.
I'm at 20% and all of a sudden I hear the
Yeah, it's
THX logo
blaring.
coming back.
Specifically, our story starts with Yvain and Astrid. The two of you arrive in the small town of Tarak, northwest of Velstaire. You had both been picked up by an unusually generous merchant on his way here. Astrid, he offered you aid after seeing you fend off a group of bandits on the roadside. Whether his invitation was for your safety or his, it doesn't really matter. Yvain, however, he found you just yesterday, as you were passed out on the side of the road mumbling some nonsense about stitching. He felt he couldn't leave you there, so offered you a loaf of bread for the travels and brought you along. The town, though, is bustling with the usual early morning fare one might expect in any town. Merchants are opening their shops, a few kids are sluggishly making their way to work, school. I don't know how to type work there.
Kids are on their way to work in the
Labor.
mines.
Child labor is here. And the horses in the stables are stirring to life. As the wagon pulls into what appears to be the town square, it quickly comes to a stop. Alright, last stop, you two, he shouts. There's a tavern and some general shops in this town. You should be able to find everything you need to get to Velstaire here. Turns to you guys and he ushers you out the back of his wagon.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
He
Just hop
nods
down.
to you. He looks at Astrid, ushering her off as well as she refuses to move.
Boy, I'm going.
I'm going. Yes. Yes.
He gives you guys a final nod and
I've already walked away.
to his horses. Oh, fine. He starts trotting away on his little horse out of the town square. Around you, it's a pretty typical town square. Dirt streets, so a little bit of cobble mixed in here and there where they could afford it. A little well in the center, it's all cute shit. Some market stalls. You can clearly make out the tavern from where you're standing. Big ass sign with a tankard on it. Pretty obvious. You can make out other things such as an alchemy shop and some general stores.
Oh, if that bread wasn't enough, I was already scurrying to the tavern as soon as I hopped off the cart.
Sure. Astrid?
I hang out outside because I do not have the money for that.
Alright. So, Yvain, I need you to roll for acrobatics.
What? The door
What?
to the inn is on the second floor, and you have to like.
I need you to roll for acrobatics.
That
Alright. As you open the door, you see a object increasingly growing in size flying at you. Luckily, you're able to quickly step aside and dodge it. A tankard flies out the door and into the streets. A half-orc dashes past you, tripping into the streets on his way out. And stay out of me tavern, you damn broke fool! No coin, no ale, bah! From the doorway, you see the shouting character. A burly red-bearded dwarf standing atop the bar on the other side of the room. You watch as he kicks a small tankard from the counter before hopping down and assuming a position behind the bar. Around the room, you notice several patrons, despite it being quite early in the morning. In the center of the room, you also see a large fire pit burning, filling the room with its warm glow. A few patrons can be seen roasting chunks of meat over the flame. Off to either side of the room are an assortment of tables. One to the left side of the room is still vacant. Also, at the bar where the dwarf from before was, you notice an empty stool. A tall, elven barmaid is frantically running around the establishment, delivering pints of ale and breakfast platters to the customers. Don't just stand there, gawking! If you're coming in, get on with it! The dwarf shouts at you from across the bar.
Okay. Sprint inside. Just make my way to the empty table. Just keep it a wide berth to him. He is not a people person.
The barmaid, she gestures to you that she notices you, but she is quite busy at the moment. She will probably get around to you in just a moment. Astrid, before I go to anyone else, do you want to do anything?
I'll change my mind and I'll go ahead and I'll walk in the bar as well. Curious
You walk
what
in
all
the
the
bar.
yelling is. The tavern, whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm
it's
sorry.
a bar for all intents and purposes. But yeah. Also, because I'm terrible at fucking being a GM. You guys see this? Here's your town. I just read a black screen the whole time. I meant to be doing this the whole time. My bad. You have a vein here, as well as, if I could click my things, you also have Astrid here. And because we like our pictures, layer, come on. You also have your bar here, which we are going to resize up down here. Tavern, bar, goddammit. Anyway, as you come in, the dwarf can be seen at the bar. He's still sitting over there, and now he's polishing some mugs, as barkeeps typically do. He gives you a stern stare, but he doesn't seem quite as furious anymore. Just a stern nodding, like, come on, get in, shut the fucking door. Astrid?
Okay, I'll walk in quickly. Sorry.
As a reminder, there's a seat over there with a vein, or at the bar with the dwarf himself.
Oh. I'll go to the bar.
Gotcha.
I just kind of eye up before I get a book out, just kind of just sitting there waiting. So I look up. Oh, thank God.
As you sit down to the bar, thank God it wasn't me. You sit down at the bar, he forcefully puts down his little tankard. I'm gonna get ya!
Your cheapest ale.
Cheapest ale. Fucking cheap beggars.
Give me your cheapest ale.
He reaches to the very bottom shelf right behind the bar there, and he pops it out. It's a very cheap looking bottle, like just looks like a generic glass bottle. There's no ornate markings on there. It might not even be ale. You're not sure.
He pops it open and goes when he pops it open.
He quickly fills the tankard he was cleaning and just kind of shoves it across the table at you. It slides, sloshes a little bit of the ale spills out onto the counter, you know. Silver piece.
Better not be dog piss. And I'll give him.
Silver piece should be lucky if it is.
I'll punch this place to the ground.
Alright. Gargum. After spending nearly a month on the road on your journey to Velstaire, it feels amazing to have been able to sleep in a decent bed for once. As you roll out of bed, you savor the cold floorboards beneath your feet, a sensation you never thought you'd miss. The light drifting through the nearby window is a soft, warming reminder of how far and why you've traveled. On your nightstand, there's an empty tankard from the bar below, and a few slices of now probably not so good cheese. How do you proceed?
I'm assuming I'm in a room in this tavern?
You're
Or
upstairs
this
in the
inn?
tavern, correct.
Okay.
The
Is
same
it-
tavern that Vane and Astrid are in.
Alright.
I don't have
I'm
the
assuming
room.
my...
Sorry.
Gotcha. I'm assuming my gear was removed, so I'll just get that back together in an order.
I'll say it's up to you. You could have slept in it. I don't fucking care.
Right.
This
Put ye
is-
old boots on.
This is Gargum.
And once I have redonned my equipment, is this one of those where, you know, you walk outside and the upstairs has like
No,
a balcony that
this
looks
is,
over the bar?
This is all one building. This is a nicer establishment, so to speak. So when you come down the stairs, you're going to come down into the tavern itself. Particularly, you're going to be probably about 5 feet beside the barkeep. He'll see you as you come down the stairs.
Oh yeah, I was wondering if if the upstairs had like a balcony overhang, or you could look down and see the bottom floor.
No, it's not. It's not that fancy. It's
Okay.
just staircase.
All right, then yeah, I'll just
Specifically, the staircase is like flanked by walls on either side, so like you're just going down the staircase.
We can't afford
Yeah.
scenic views here, guys.
all
It's
right.
not that nice. But
Wanted a
it is-
bird's eye view. It's not very often that a dwarf gets a bird's eye view.
It's not gonna happen today.
All right, I'll just walk downstairs and up to the bar to the other dwarf.
As you come down the stairs, the dwarf perks up. Ah, Gargum, me friend! Very quickly, pops 2 tankards down on the table immediately. He's hopping, trying to reach the top shelf. It doesn't work so well, so he moves a little stool and he climbs up to the top shelf, pulls out a very ornate bottle, pops it open, and fills 2 tankards. Me friend! Yeah! Come! To fill you in, last night you arrived at this tavern, and you and the barkeep got along great. Very
Naturally.
great. There are no seats, but he quickly like shoves a tankard in one of the patrons like laps. And it's like, be gone, move, go. The patron, very annoyed looking, kind of staggers away. He doesn't want to piss the dwarf off. He saw what happened to the half-orc not long ago. Sit here! Slams the tankard right in front. On me! On the house! He's very happy to see you this morning.
And what is this barkeep's name?
Huh? Let me scroll to my sheet. What is his name? He does have a name. I just gotta find it. Ralid Stormhammer.
Ralid?
He's a 57-year-old dwarf. Yes, Ralid. R-A-L-I-D.
Oh wow, I'm actually older. But yes, I take the seat that he ever so kindly provided for me,
Kindly, yeah.
and immediately chug down one of the tankards.
I mean, you only got one. The other's for him.
Oh, okay.
You're drinking
Fair
with him. What can I get for you today, my friend?
Bread and meat.
That accent is going. My throat is dying. The village you're in is Tarak. T-A-R-A-C.
Okay, thank you.
You said meat and bread?
Yeah, breakfast.
Gotcha. He looks up and he just shouts to the barmaid, "Quickly, for my friend!" She's lets out a before scurrying off to the back, behind the bar. Yeah, you question for a moment why he couldn't go get it himself. He doesn't seem super busy, but goddamn. Now, Leona, you slowly wake as the sounds of chatter begin to fill the air. You hear the thud of doors opening, closing, the clack, clack, clack of horses trotting by, the laughter of children. You wish it would all go away. As you open your eyes, the bright morning sunlight floods into your vision, seeming for a moment to almost blind you. As you flinch, you become painfully aware of the pounding in your skull and the churning feeling in your guts. You quickly roll over and everything in your stomach from the night before ends up splattered across the ground as you vomit. You hear a loud exhale of air, almost like a snort. You look up and see Juniper looking down at you. Well, at least that's what you called the horse in the stall next to you when you stumbled in last night. Is there a silver lining to this morning? Well, at least the stables you slept in are right next door to the tavern.
So, I'm gonna just, just haphazardly like get up. Like, oh god, it doesn't. Feel...
You stumble. The drunk is not worn off completely.
And I am gonna walk into the tavern, and I imagine that it's kind of loud, and every like noise is just gonna make me wince.
As soon as you enter the tavern door, the barkeep locks his eyes on you. He looks furious.
Oh god. I'm gonna look at him and go, oh god, what did I do now?
What do you want? You touch me, barmaid, again! You'll be lucky if I just throw your ass to the streets.
All right. God, just shh. Please, just shh. And I'm gonna walk to a table and just, like an empty table, and just put my head down.
So note, the only empty table in the room is the one with a vein right now.
Oh, god damn it.
Then is it really empty, I wonder?
No, that's not empty.
They're the only seats. Everyone else, this is like, you guys are getting the impression that this is like where everyone goes in the morning to get breakfast.
Yeah.
So it's a very hot topic kind of place. Also, here is Leona.
Okay, then in that case, I'll just like stumble over to where Evane is sitting, but I'm not gonna notice him. I'm just gonna put my head down.
Does the vein give a shit?
Does Vane notice me, senpai?
Obviously, hearing all of his yelling through the entirety, I look up and I see and watching. No.
Tries to avoid the aggression, the target of the aggression.
I just kind of just tilt my book up and just kind of lean back as I see her go for the seat.
No.
No.
About this time, the barmaid, she appears back from around behind the bar. She's got your meat and your bread. It looks pretty unimpressive, but appetizing enough. She puts it down on the table in front of you, and she goes to tell you how much it's going to be. The barkeep, he waves around. Not for me, friend. It's on the house. She sighs again. She turns to Evane was on that one, so yeah. She turns and she heads towards the table with Evane and now Leona. The elven lady, she's tall, slender elven lady with blonde hair. She looks at Leona and she's kind of apprehensive, but she's like, "All right, what can I get for you two today?"
I just kind of tilt the there is no two.
There is no two.
At that, Leona's gonna like look her head up, like, oh, I'm sorry, you're here. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yes, I am. Just meat and water if you got it. Do you?
Meat and water, absolutely. There'll be 2 silver pieces, please.
Gladly. Handed the 2 silver pieces.
Gotcha. She turns to Leona, and for you, Miss Daryl. She kind of takes a step over closer towards Evane.
At that, Leona's just gonna kind of like chuckle a little bit and say, just water, meat, and of course I need a little bit of ale.
She nods. That's gonna be 4 silver pieces, please.
Okay, no problem. And then hands the 4 silver with a wink.
She reluctantly takes it and scurries away very, very quickly back behind the bar.
I'm already enjoying this.
Now, Adrian. You hear an indiscernible whisper. At first, it is soft, slow, and distant. However, ever so gradually, it begins to feel almost closer and faster, but still somehow softly spoken. It continues and continues, growing closer and faster, closer and faster, closer and faster, until the whispers become deafening like screams echoing around inside your skull. You open your eyes. Silence. Darkness. You open your mouth. To you, the taste of dirt is unmistakable, yet unremarkable as always. It happened again. You struggle your arms loose enough and begin clawing your way through the dirt. As you break free to the sunlight above, you sit up, your lower torso still buried beneath the soil. At least you've had worse starts.
Okay. All right. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. I, Tarrasque levels half of Thryri, and I survived that, but a little half-dwarf-looking guy with some bag of marbles and a dull knife is what does me in. No, it's fine. I'm not mad at all. And I just kind of start pulling my legs out of the dirt, just sitting up and patting myself off, and I'm taking a count of what I have on me, 2 arms, 10 fingers, all that, and I just kind of look around, and I'm like, okay, no, okay, I'm not mad, I'm not bitter or anything, I wasn't this fucking close, okay, no, it's fine, and I just kind of make my way to the nearest whatever looks like a tavern.
Yeah, from where you're at, you're in a woodland like clearing, and you can see the gates to the town from where you're out.
Okay.
They don't look guarded. They're just they've got walls around the town. That's where you go in.
So I'm just storming straight there, like just marching, and I walk into the tavern. I fling the door open. Does anybody know?
As you fling the door open, the barkeep definitely takes note.
Okay.
Kind of just thinks to himself, "The hell's this guy's problem?"
Okay. So I walk up to him, thinking to himself, and I say, "Your biggest bucket of water. That's just. I don't care what it costs. I kind of care what it costs, but your biggest bucket of water."
He's very, very confused. But he turns to Gargum. "Just a moment, my friend." He hops down from his little stool that he was using. He waddles to the back. He comes back with a bucket. It's about half the size of him. He's just.
Don't spill any. Careful. Careful.
Oh no, it's like it's on the floor. Just with every pull. And he, one last push is at your ankles now, and he's like, 5 copper pieces.
All right, I hand him 5 copper pieces and ask for a bucket of normal bucket that's empty because I'm not able to pick that shit up. I just woke up from a very long nap. I'm a little weak. Just a regular bucket would be nice, and I'll handle the rest. Just empty if you please.
He just looks to you and he's. We don't have that many buckets on us.
Oh my god, you're pointless. All right. And I look around and I see Gargum, or I see this guy who looks like Gargum. I don't know him as Gargum yet, but I look at him. I'm like, how does 2 silver pieces sound for 60 seconds of your time, big guy?
I just kind of raise my eyebrow.
I just need a hand with
question.
something.
That sounds like a very leading question.
I will lead you to the front door of this fine establishment if that's what you're getting at. Just someone frickin' help me.
What do you need?
I need you and your big dwarf muscles to help me out in the front door real quick.
Oh, well, if you're gonna butter me up first. And I hop down to the seat and walk over.
Okay, I just need you know what, follow me. Could you help me pick this bucket up? You cool with that?
Sure.
So we grab this bucket and we're walking over to the front door, and I just have a seat on the steps right below him now. So he's above me
As
with
you
the
walk
bucket.
to the front door, the bucket sloshes. You get the bits of water flying out all over the tavern.
We won't need all that. It's fine.
Patrons are looking at you both like you're the strangest thing that's happened all morning, quite frankly.
So
And a lot's happened this morning.
So I sit down on the steps in front of Gargum, and I just kind of lean back a little bit. You know how they do in the dance shows and stuff, where they're leaning back. Just dump the whole thing on me. Just the whole damn thing right on my head. Just let me have it.
Does he look exactly the way he does in his
Yes.
picture?
Yeah.
So
Like
Gargum, at
cloak
this
and
point,
all?
Not only that, Gargum, but he is covered head to toe in dirt and he stinks. Like there is no Constitution save that can help you. You smell him. He stinks. He's covered in dirt. It's obvious.
Yeah.
This man has not showered in quite a while.
Just
You don't know how long, but it's been a while.
Just hit me
Like-
with it.
Like his little cloak there, do I just see a black hole, or can I tell if he's human or elven?
I have a tail. I do have a tail. I have a tiefling, a very distinct tiefling tail.
Okay, noted.
It's gray.
Alright, I guess I just shrug and say, well, okay, and I dump the water over on him.
All right, and I'm just leaning back.
hold
and
up.
just,
Roll an
damn it.
athletics check.
Damn it.
This is a dwarf lifting a 2-foot tall bear. It was half the size of the other dwarf.
Please have good strength, dwarf.
My strength is 20.
Okay, I believe in you. Don't.
Is it... Okay, you didn't say a saving throw.
Athletics check.
Athletics? Okay,
Yeah.
there it is.
It's gonna turn into the ice bucket challenge if you fuck up. All right.
Yeah, good enough. You kind of kneel down, like 1 foot on the other, like a sumo stance, like, and you grab the bucket and you start to lift it up. It's sloshing everywhere at this point. It's a big bucket.
As it's sloshing, I'm just like moving my head, trying to catch the drops.
As you get one arm under it, you manage to just very quickly just flip it straight upside down. It's just all kinds of.
I want you guys. I wish I could show you the video, but just picture somebody give me a really hot, sexy like pop star dancer. Somebody, Beyonce just sitting in a chair leaning back as water flows over her. That's basically me right now. That's what
He's imagining in real life. It's every ice bucket challenge video ever.
What does the bucket fall
It's
on me?
No, not quite that far. He holds the bucket, but like you're the person at the bottom and just.
Oh yeah.
You think you look great, you don't.
Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Okay.
All the while we're just sitting in here, and all of a sudden, just door goes open. They drag it out.
Yeah, at
Everyone
that,
in the
I'm,
bar, roll a perception check.
Oh boy.
Just why not?
Remind me how, please.
Open your character sheet.
Wow.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then you need to click on skills, babe, and you'll see perception, and there's a dice symbol beside it. Just click that.
I'm technically outside the bar. Do I roll one?
No,
I don't imagine.
you don't. Okay. You notice everything that's happening right
Not
now.
inside the bar.
I just as this happening.
How do I roll it? I hit the dice next to it.
Yep.
Sloshing underneath my arms.
All right.
Pushing down my
Astrid and Evane, you can't help but notice. Leona, you're still face down on the table, but Astrid and Evane, you notice there's a rush of water goes under the door and into the bar.
Thank you very much, much obliged. And I hand him his silver pieces, right? And I give him a little pat on the head, and I'm like, "You're a good guy. I like you." And I just
edit your inventories accordingly.
yeah, I just head inside.
Anyone else, I would have bit their hand off, but I was too busy admiring the shiny silver.
I turned back to him, and I'm like, "You're gonna be a wonderful minion someday. I can already tell. This is gonna be a great relationship."
How much silver was it?
Two silver pieces.
2 silver? Better than nothing.
So I head in, and I just kind of start looking around to see where I'm gonna.
As soon as
sit.
you walk in, you hear the door. Me bucket.
Ah! Excuse me, I don't know if I got your name. I turn to Gargamel. My associate, and I'd say, excuse me, what's your name?
Gargam.
Gargam, Mr.
Gargam Stonebreaker.
Gargamel, perfect. That's what your new name's Gargamel, because I'll forget it otherwise. I don't suppose you would like to make a strong friendship by returning that big-ass bucket to my scary friend behind the bar?
I'm imagining the bucket is much lighter now.
You can easily carry the bucket now. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It is no problem for you. Don't worry.
You're the best.
So no strength check required. I
No,
return
just
the
take the
bucket to my friend the barkeep.
I give him a crisp thumbs up.
He nods. He pours you another round of ale.
And then I'm just gonna look around and see a passed out bard and a smart, sciencey looking dude, I assume, right, over by one of the tables.
Yeah. Keep in mind, Astrid, all this is happening
Nope,
around
not at
you.
all. Don't engage.
All right, so I see.
So feel free to chime up whenever you want.
Yeah, I see Doomfist in the corner, and she makes me a little nervous. If I'm being completely honest with you.
Who's Doomfist in the
Astrid.
Oh, she's at the bar.
She's a.
She's basically right beside Gargam.
Yeah, but she's a monk, and it scares me. It gives me the creeps. So, I know I have no way of knowing this, but her fists look deadly, so I know that much. So
She looks like a cute little girl with white hair.
yeah, I know, and those are the ones that get you, if you think about it, right? I was just killed by someone like a gnome with marbles, and she's little. And I don't do little things right now, so I'm gonna go sit with the tall people over at the table, and I just kind of mosey on over towards Yvain.
And he's coming in, book tilts down, and he's like, how many... I just look, how many seats are at this table again?
About 4 or 5. There's about 5 seats. Convenient. I
God
know.
damn it.
So I just kind of mosey on in there and sit down and wave a little bit. Hey, how's it going? You guys, how you guys doing? You guys, all right, whatever. No? No? Okay. All right.
Just a little quieter, That's all I ask, a little quieter.
As quiet as I can get without being silent. I can't go any lower than this.
That works. That
Okay.
works.
Okay.
Kind of eyeing between them as they converse.
Hey, I don't mean to be rude. How would you feel about signing a contract binding your soul to me eternally? Just quick question. No big deal.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Will I be able to die with it?
Actually, it's part of the contract. you know, interestingly enough, you wouldn't die, but if you did, then all rights would then come to Adrian Incorporated. So I would be able to. It sounds really weird, I know, but like your body, your dead body, not the living one. The dead one would be mine, but in return, I have to make sure you don't die. It's a complicated thing.
Just tilt the book. This sounds like a conflict of interest. Tilts it back up.
The other's gonna go. No.
See, I thought you'd say that. We'll get to you later. I turned to Yvain. Excuse me, sir. How would you
Looks
feel
back down.
about signing a contract?
No.
Is that you sure?
I'm at least 90% sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
I figured you might say that. All right, whatever. And I just kind of like turn away and I just wait for service at this point.
He's just standing there.
After that event, transitioning back to the bar where Gargam and Astrid are hanging out with Raled Stormhammer. Doing absolutely nothing.
Can we hear this going on? Are they close enough?
Nah, they're on the other side of the tavern.
And we were
I mean, you
waiting.
can see that there's 2 empty seats with them, but that's about it.
But you said that we'd notice all of it going on.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty fucking
I
hard
have
not to
eyes.
notice. It's hard not to notice what Adrian's doing right now. He has garnered a lot of attention. So is Leona, in fact. Like everyone is aware that they're here now.
Is his bird in the building?
I have
I don't
not acquired my bird yet, but I will. His name is Dice, and he loves me. So
Oh, no, the bird's not.
So there is no bird.
no bird
And he
yet.
loves me.
He's really like a business partner, but we'll get to that later.
Well, for now, I'm minding my own business and enjoying the breakfast that I ordered.
Yeah, I decide I don't really want to involve myself in it. I don't feel like talking to him.
While just chatting with Rollin.
All right, so Leland chats with the NPC, and Olivia shoves her face full of food. Okay.
I'm
I
also
guess-
shoving my face full of food.
I didn't
guess at
have
this-
any food.
Yeah, you did. You ordered food, didn't you?
I ordered ale. I just
Oh.
kind of imagine myself like looking at my
Just
fingers,
the ale.
just kind of like looking at my hands, drinking my ale, and just kind of head
I
down.
like to punch things.
Just drinking the ale. At this time, he pours you a third tankard. By the way, Gargle.
God. Jesus Christ, I should have been a dwarf.
What was that? Sorry, I was talking to my roommate.
He poured you a third tankard.
Awesome.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Oof.
By the way, have a vein or I gotten our like breakfast?
You're about to. You're about to.
Okay.
You don't know what he's pouring you, but it's some good shit, and you're feeling it.
Can you feel it now, Gargamel?
Continue as you will. About this time, the barmaid, she reappears from behind the bar. She's got two little whatever waiter dishes on her hands. She scurries across the bar or across the whole tavern. She's dropping off a couple of drinks on her way. She rolls up to the table with you guys, and she drops off the aforementioned items that I forgot you ordered. I don't know what they were, but you have them now.
Sorry. I wave her down if I can.
And she turns to you, and she thinks to herself, another weird one. What can I get for you today, sir?
Hey, how are you?
Perfect.
Hey, do you guys have the
Ma'am, sir,
Sir is fine. Lord Master
Sir,
will also
sorry,
be
Cloak.
acceptable.
cloak. I couldn't tell. I'm
no,
sorry.
it's okay. I get that a lot. It's okay. And my tail's just kind of wagging back and forth a little bit. And it's like, do you guys have a vegetarian menu by chance? Just
She kind of looks around. We have bread.
yeah, I just ate a lot of dirt, but that's not really what I had in mind for breakfast. So I was thinking like maybe bread. Bread's good. I could do bread. Do you guys have any like maybe like a salad I can work with, or like
We have bread.
Wow. Okay. It's interesting. Okay. No, it's fine. I'm not. No, it's not. Just give me. We'll do 2 loaves of bread, and a cup of water, and I guess if that's all you got, that's what we'll go with. We'll do 2 loaves of bread and a cup of water, and I'll just go fuck myself, I guess.
She nods. 2 silver pieces.
And I just kind of hand her 2 silver pieces.
Does not give a fuck.
And she scurries away with your silver pieces, stopping at a few other tables on her way to check up on them.
Yeah.
I do want to say that as she puts down the water and the ale in front of Leona's just like without missing a beat, gonna just pick up the water and chug all of it, and then immediately grab the ale and chug all of it too, and just go.
Make a
You know what the-
Constitution saving throw.
Damn it!
You're still drunk.
I look to Evane and I'm like, I like her.
Nah, just kind of cutting into my food.
And I ask,
Okay.
how much did it
You're fine.
cost you 2 for your various plates here?
2 silver for mine.
And I look at Leona. How much did it cost you for your water and ale there?
I also copy, but she's gonna like look up to him like with just glossy eyes because she's still pretty drunk, and she's just gonna go. To be honest,
Was it 2
I
silver
don't really
pieces?
remember.
I'm curious.
Hers is 3 silver pieces.
Because I'm like, hey, what the fuck? Turn around.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, the barmaid is making up the prices.
Yeah, I was sitting there because I was like, out of character, listen, like 2 silver pieces, 2 silver pieces, 2 silver. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they don't have a concrete menu.
Okay, it's fine.
She's told just to come up price. She's told not to sell the shit cheap, but just to make prices.
Like, I could just go out and hold a cup outside for a copper.
So yeah, he got meat and bread for the same price you got 2 pieces of bread.
What the fuck? But okay, all right.
But yeah, Leona's was 3 silver pieces.
Okay.
I think,
Feel a
like,
little-
out
feel
of
a little jip there.
Not.
out of character, I think it was actually 4 silver pieces.
I wouldn't say I feel gypped. I feel like somebody, and I look, is a fucking hack. And I turn back around. Anyway.
The barkeep looks at you. He reaches under his step, pulls out a knife, and starts scratching into the table, puts it back.
What are you gonna threaten to kill me? I'm so fucking scared about that. I know a con when I see one. I know my kind. I can smell them.
Oh, no.
Leona's gonna chuckle at that and go, ooh, I like you.
Oh, yeah. We'll see how long that lasts. And then the
And
room
back bar
explodes,
side.
and a Tarask, and everyone claps.
To keep 3 of you up to pace, everyone aside from Leona and Astrid, Leona and Adrian, who get to write themselves into the campaign, you 3 are on the way to Velstaire from here. That is your current destination.
Yep. How do you spell that?
It's literally the campaign title at the top of your screen right now.
I don't see it at the top. Oh.
Yeah.
I still see placeholder.
Well, because you didn't
Damn.
refresh.
Yeah. You remember that refreshed in how long? Or did you just change it today?
I just
He
changed.
changed it today. Like, when I logged in, it still said placeholder. That's why I made the joke in the chat that said, we're playing placeholder.
But yeah, the 3 of you are on your way to Velstaire, and you do get the impression that you're not ready to go to Velstaire. You don't have a lot of cash on hand.
Oh shit! I just gave too much away.
That's your own. That's your fault.
I'm a fool. Oh man! So I look over to Vane and my new best friend Leona, and I say, so what are you guys doing exactly? Where are you guys going from here? Are you guys together? And I kind of do a little like pointing thing, you know, like back and forth.
Just continuing. Currently, I'm eating my food.
Worthy cause.
Leona's
again,
gonna look at him,
there's-
like look him up and down, and go,
And again, no,
maybe.
there is no 2. There's just me, and she's here.
Ah. Okay. All right.
Aw, you sure, sweetheart?
I am very sure. Yes.
Oh wow, this is gonna be great. You keep going. No, it's fine. I pretend like I'm not here. Go ahead. I just kind of lean back.
I will do exactly that, and I go back to cutting into the food.
That's not what I
As a
meant.
note, this is an open discourse. So Leland, Astrid, chime in as you see fit. You guys are still in 2 separate areas, but
Adrian's definitely not talking quietly.
No.
at this point,
Then-
I've turned the game over to you guys.
Well,
Ladies first.
okay, if you insist. So I do turn back to Vane though, and I'm like, so you're just here. You don't have anywhere to be, anywhere to go, anything to do, because maybe we could work something out.
Well, that's fine. Testing. Is this thing working?
We hear you. It says you're muted, but we hear you.
It says I'm muted. Okay. I just say that again. I was fiddling with the mic.
No, you're fine. I was asking you if you had anywhere to be, if you're doing anything actively. I just had a lot of my plans suddenly free up, so I'm just kind of trying to get in where I can fit in. You know what I mean? That was a saying, but you probably don't know it. But we used to say that.
Leona's gonna chuckle at that.
This looks like a town of sorts. I'm sure you can find something. As for me, yes, no.
Okay, so
I got a place you can fit in.
I knew. And I look over and I'm like, no, actually. And I look back to Evade and I say, so to clarify, you're getting and I look back to the barkeeper, the hell out of here, right?
That's the idea. Yes.
Okay, all right. When you walk away, I'm gonna walk away with you. And if he tries to stab me, help me. I might have gotten in over my head a little bit here. And I'm not sure where it's gonna go. I'm just gonna follow you around for a little bit. How does that sound?
Are you really that afraid of the dwarf?
I'm not afraid of the dwarf. It's just little people, a little averse to him right now. I'm still getting over some things, okay? He might have a bag of marbles, he might not. I'm not gonna take that gamble.
The barmaid reappears and she makes her way over to you and drops off.
How
your
tall is the
churros.
barmaid?
She's a tall elven lady, so probably about 6'4".
All right, we're good. She's fine. All right, I thank her for bringing my stuff finally, and I take it from her. Just kind of start passively like eating my bread, and I'm like working this out with a vein. Like, so what I'm thinking is that I'll follow you around, and I'll pretend like you're the mastermind in case anybody wants to ambush us. And I'm just like eating this bread in case anyone wants to want to ambush us. That way they kill you first. But in reality, like I'm thinking maybe I'm the one that calls the shots. What do you think about that? And I just keep eating.
I'm thinking that everyone is assuming a 2 around here when there is literally only a 1. I don't know why.
What?
Proximity
He likes
does
writing
not.
himself out of campaigns, doesn't he?
Say what?
He likes writing himself out of campaigns.
Shut the fuck up, Josh. Roll with it. I'm sure you have something. I hope.
This is the something. I'm expecting you guys to put yourselves together. And he's like, let's go together. Well, see here. I travel alone.
The dead guy is like, hey, let's be friends.
Let's be friends. We'll be the best of friends.
We'll be the best
No.
of friends. No, I don't like you.
Conflict of interests.
I'm like, all right, well, you know what? You can fight all you want, but I'm just gonna follow you, and you're gonna have to kill me. Okay, how about that? And then I'm just like retired to eating my bread.
Well, I'm not quite sure how I'm supposed to argue with that. Feel free to follow if you wish, I guess, but there's not a we. I mean, you could just follow her around and point over to.
I go from tavern to tavern. I don't know if you want to do that.
It's probably gonna be a tavern where this guy goes. He ended up at this one, didn't he?
Huh.
Because I've been starving for the past 2 days.
At that, Leona's gonna look at Evane and go, he's got a point.
Hey, I've got a very good point, don't I? I do have a point. And like we're like shoulder to shoulder looking at you and like wiggling eyebrows, you know.
About
Leona's,
this point.
Leona's gonna look at him real quick and be like, I really, really like you. What is your name?
My name? Oh, glad you asked. My name is Adrian Crosse. What's your name? I say to her.
My name is Leona Darrell.
Wow, I
It's
hate
lovely.
myself. How about you?
What?
Like I'd hate who I am. How do you feel about yourself? And I'm like, like what? How do I don't know how to break that down anymore.
I mean, and Leona's gonna like gesture to herself and be like, have you looked at me?
I try not to.
Kinda hot.
Yeah, okay, all right, you're one of those. Okay, understood. I used to know.
And you're one of those, and I just kind of finished up the last of my food.
All right, he looks like the kind of guy who comes into money quite often. I'm gonna follow him. How do you feel about that, Leona?
So long as there's taverns on the way, I'm down.
I'm sure there will be. It is a fantasy world after all.
And as I just kind of flip up the book. Oh, you think I come into money a lot? That's boy, there's stuff in my bag.
I reach
About
across-
this time, the dwarf, he looks back to Astrid and he's just like, more ale?
She's gonna drink herself into a coma.
I've
She
just
filled her
been
first glass.
I've just been trying to listen from my stool as intently as possible. I'm slightly wobbling side to side.
There's a lot of chatter in the bar, but you can make out like bits and pieces, but that's about it.
Can I roll to see if, just passively, can I roll perception to see if I notice him noticing me, Senpai?
Sure.
God damn it.
The dwarf continues staring at Astrid, waiting
Well
for a response to the beer.
Can I?
I say yes, and then
Yes. He goes to pour another glass, and then he looks at the bottle, and he just sets the bottle in front of you. Just take it off me hands, to be honest. No one ever drinks that horse piss.
65% of our group is drunks.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Woo!
you notice how obvious are you listening, Gargan? When you like turned around, like eavesdropping, or are you just like over your shoulder, like
Eavesdropping.
eavesdropping?
I'm
yeah,
drunk.
there's-
I'm not being subtle.
There's well, if he's drunk and not being subtle, yeah, you know, he's actually turned around in his seat at this point,
Okay.
staring at your group. If he's drunk and not being subtle, there you go.
I mean, I'm just kind of like
Uh,
leaning back, and every once in a while I like look back at him and make sure he's still paying attention because I'm trying to rope him into something he has no idea.
The barkeep looks at the two of them. He's like, Gargan, me friend, new traveler who buys me worse stuff. Are you looking to stay here? Buy house, stay in town forever, yeah?
Oh my god. So
Yeah,
yeah,
the accent just died. Well, they are both wanting to go to Velstaire, so if there's like, yeah, we want to stay here. I'm just like, fuck it, you guys are out of the campaign. You lived happily ever after.
roll 4d6 6 times.
Roll for bad life choices.
You're rolling a new character.
Exactly.
I just look to him and say, the whole reason I left home is I don't like to stay in one place too long. I get so bored.
He looks
And this
heartbroken.
might just be the ale talking, but I might be about to make a bad decision.
Yeah, make it.
Are you yelling
he-
this from across the room?
No, that was just me saying that out of character, but I realized I've been moving my head.
This is why I want you guys to do voices. It'd be
Well,
great.
I've been moving my
Voices
head
are
based off
hard.
who I'm talking to like.
He kind of he nods. He looks heartbroken, but he looks to Astrid. What about you? It's hurting my throat. I gotta stop it.
Who's looking at me, Gargum or the bar guy?
The bar guy. Gargo can look if he wants. It's up to him. I don't know.
Don't look at me, Gargum.
You just can't touch.
Unless Leona's involved, then touching is allowed.
Oh god, it's gonna be one of those campaigns.
I'm gonna say no thanks, and I'm gonna pick up my bottle and go over to my
Go
friend
where?
who is being harassed by these. Well, not my friend, but my ride mate to these. You know.
So as a note, he's not being harassed by anybody. He's still right beside you. He's been beside you
To
the
a
whole
vein.
time. Oh, to a vein. Oh,
Who's being
I
harassed by
forgot you rode in
this
with a vein.
weird cloaked man.
Yeah, okay. So
At
you
this
guys
point, you've done that as I just kind of did my little book. And just shove it in the bag.
you guys notice pretty easily that there's a short white-haired girl walking across the room with a large bottle of ale in her hand and a tankard in the other.
I start checking her for marbles immediately.
Do you have marbles on you, Astrid?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
Okay.
I'm still suspicious, but
Yeah.
I might.
You don't know if she has
yeah,
marbles.
I have no
but
idea, but like I'm looking at her like
There
she
are no
looks-
marbles in plain sight.
Alright, okay. Well, that doesn't mean she's not hiding them somewhere, but okay, it's fine. Alright, I'm fine.
Safe to assume you take a seat at the table with these strangers.
Mhm.
Which seat? Like over there with the vein? Because I'm sitting over here with Leona. Is it over there with the vein, or is it near me? Because that's
Well,
gonna
there's-
change things dramatically.
There's no near nobody because I've already I'm starting to go towards the door.
Oh, well, if he's getting up, I'm getting up. I want to. Like, if he's my sugar daddy. Okay, I need him.
Let's not call that ever again. Any context
Okay,
for it.
well, I guess as you're approaching the table, you see Yvain stand up. Adrian snaps to right behind him.
I'm gonna follow.
I'm just gonna follow them.
I look over to Leona. I'm like, hey, our ride's leaving. You in on this?
Oh, right. And she's just gonna like stumble off the chair and like stand up, like I got this. I got
And
this.
then I turn to Gargum, and I've got 2 more silver pieces in my hand, and I'm just like rubbing them together, looking at him, and slowly walking out the door as I look at him.
You see the bad idea train with a bad idea conductor at its head, shoving coins at you.
I look over at Roller and said, "You remember how I said this day couldn't get any weirder?
He
I'm
nods.
thinking I'm wrong. But maybe weird is a good thing. Like I said, I get bored easy. I need adventure. But I'll tell you, kinsman, if I ever need a place to stay, I know a place where the ale is good." And I slap the bar.
He looks very heartbroken. He says, "Wait a moment, my friend." He hops down from his little bench and he scurries off his little dwarf legs, carrying him to the back. You hear paper, lots of paper, frantic, just lots of paper noises, very, very, very loud. He comes back and he's waddling. He's got a box in his hands. It is beautifully gift wrapped with a ribbon and everything.
Oh God.
He puts it on the desk. He goes, "A bottle of me finest.
Oh my God.
Please take it."
Well, I don't want to be rude.
Roll perception to see if you notice his giant erection for you.
I'm gonna pass on that and just put the gift in my bag, and I say, thank you, kinsman. Tell you what, when I'll save it. When I make my fortune, I'll return, and we can drink it together.
I'm just rubbing
you
my
have
nickels together harder.
You have boxed fine ale. It weighs 1 pound.
All right.
Fine, boxed wine.
It's boxed wine. It's boxed
No, it's
wine.
in a
I know,
the bottle's in a
I'm
box.
fucking with you.
God
I'm fucking
damn it.
with you.
Oh God.
Next episode is fucking milk in a bag.
Just the finest friends, yeah.
All right, so at this point, it's safe to assume that the bad idea train is now heading out into
exiting
the
the door.
streets.
Choo choo.
Choo choo.
You guys make your way out of the tavern.
And I just,
Again. Yep,
as I step down, get about 15 feet over the building, I just turn around.
And there's a
just look
caravan
over my
behind
shoulder.
you.
Look back.
You thought you had 1. You got 4.
We're all just in a conga line.
Guess who's the party leader? But yeah, you step out of the bar again. It's still fairly early in the morning, so it's a little hustle and bustle going on. About this time, you can tell that all the shops around town are pretty much opened up for business. A lot of the horses that were in the stables as you came in are gone. There's people you can see them walking back and across the streets. You hear the king, king, king of like blacksmiths working off in the distance. Pounding of wood, whatever, typical medieval town noises. We don't have music anymore. Should play some.
And if you don't mind, can I see the picture of the town map, please, again?
Yes, you may. This is a rough idea, mind you. This is just representation of the town.
What was the town called? I want to add that to my notes
Tarac,
page.
Tarac.
And where were we roughly? Where was the tavern roughly?
The tavern is again the town square is kind of northwest centered on the town. Don't reference this picture. This is just what it looks like.
Sure.
But to the northwest side of town, kind of. The town square is kind of boxed up in there. To the southeast, it's a pretty dense kind of residential area. If you're making your way out the south, the only gate out of town to a road is to the south. There is another gate to your northwest, a little further. But you, having came in on that, Adrian, you know that there's just wooded area out there. There's nothing special to it per se.
Okay.
The rest of you all came in from the south.
Okay. All right. And I'm gonna introduce myself to like from afar. From afar, I noticed that Astrid is with us, the little short girl, you know. And I'm like, hey, are you friends with anybody in this little? And I'm like keeping my distance. Anybody in this little caravan we've formed here?
Quick note. Astrid is about 5'6".
Hey, I'm not that short.
Yeah,
thought you said she
Gargum
was
is the
short.
short. She's kind of short. Gargum is the shortest at 4'10".
I'm average.
All right. Well, I'm not afraid of her anymore. Damn.
I think I'm average.
I'm a little.
I just kind of guessed.
By
I'm not-
horse name.
I'm still
What
keeping
is
my eye on
average?
you. Yeah, I'm still keeping my eye on you, but
You probably should.
yeah, well, it's whatever. But either way, I look at her and
Strong little boy.
and I asked Astrid. I say, are you part of this little group we're forming here? This little soiree into the woods?
I guess so, at this point.
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel about contracts?
Not that good.
Ah, no one is. You know, it's the craziest thing. No one wants to sign a contract. I don't get it. All right,
I
whatever.
don't think to go out. Maybe you can just pay Gargum to sign it.
I introduce myself as Adrian, and and then I go back to following a vein around.
So where is the vein going?
You tell me, Evane.
Okay, that's.
I know.
All right. So what all did you say is easily viewable from now that we're in about town square center?
It's a pretty typical town square. While you can hear the tinging of a blacksmith, you don't immediately notice one. You notice some fairly typical shops. If you're looking for like signs, you can see a church. You see an alchemy store, and there's a general shop as well nearby that you can very quickly make out just from like the signs outside. And there's a couple of like 1 or 2 traders out, but they're still kind of getting their little traveling tent set up. You can bug them if you want or not. It doesn't really matter.
Okay. You did. I thought I heard the mention of an alchemy shop on the way in.
Was that where we're heading? Because I'm all about that. I love that
I
occult
was asking
shit.
Josh.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not even if you heard it. You can see a potion
Okay, so I
sign.
could you say.
Yeah, from where you're at, you can see a potion sign. It's pretty clearly labeled. I mean, like it's a small little like rundown building, kind of shantily clad. You know, there's some ivy growing all on it for some weird reason. One of the windows is even shattered out. It is a shop. It looks open, perhaps not well maintained, but open nonetheless.
Yep. And I'm just the weary sigh of what is behind me, and just all right to make my way to there.
Does the whole troop follow to the alchemy store?
Right behind him, every step of the way.
I stay back a little bit, but I follow.
I stay in the back, but I follow as well. I won't go in the shop.
It's safe to say. Okay, so you're not going in the shop. Is everyone else going in the shop?
Yeah, I'm going in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. They are.
Yeah, I'll go in, but in like I'm stumbling over myself. Like I don't really know what's going on at the moment.
Gotcha. So, Avane, as you kind of approach the store, you open the door to the small shop and a bell chimes above you. Little ting! A short halfling lady is sitting behind a counter off to the side of the room. She looks up over the brim of a large book, her frizzled gray hair held out of her face only by round, comically oversized glasses. She just points to a shelf very sheepishly across the room from her with an assortment of colorful vials and a few plants, then turns back to reading. As the bell then chimes 3 more times, she looks up, kind of curious this time, and then points to the shelf again, reading her book still, but kind of looking over it, like, "Am I about to get mugged?"
As she points over, it's like, "Oh, I'm not actually here for any of that. I was actually looking for some more specific ingredients. Yeah, what kind of raw materials you might be working with around here?"
She shuts her book and pushes it aside. She kind of puts her hand to her back. She's hunched over. She's pushed. You hear her back push, like, "Ugh." She hops down and walks out from behind the counter. She's hunched over again. What can I get for you?
I'm just looking for a few particular materials. Nothing very. Let's just say this. I'm trying to do something that has never been done before, and I'm going to need a few materials that I hope you can get here before I get to the next town over, or Velstaire.
I'm visibly interested.
She kind of adjusts her massive glasses, squinting at you. Get the impression she can't even see you. She's like, "Okay, what can I get for you? You didn't answer my question."
That's fair.
What can I get for you? Ingredients.
Pull the. Just
Shakes
pull
her.
the
I need stuff, woman.
Pull the book out. Just kind of flip open a few pages, look through. There's just a few here. It's nothing major. Ammonia.
I raise my brow.
She kind of shakes her head. No.
Do you have any kind of limestone?
She stops and thinks. Walks over to a little chest.
Preferably of a powdered variety. I don't want to have to do it myself.
She pops open a chest, starts rummaging around, tosses a little bit of stuff out just onto the floor. You see some sprigs of mistletoe falling out for some reason. She kind of looks back at you. She looks back in the chest, digs around a little bit more. She pulls out a slab of limestone, a physical slab.
How large a slab?
She's struggling to lift it.
Oh God.
Sets it down with. Poof.
I actually just need like a little chip of that, like a couple grams.
She looks around, looks to you. Do you have a tool? I have nothing to chip it with. It's been in this chest for weeks. I just really want it to be gone.
I must inquire, and I just start digging through, just find a hammer. And like I got little crowbars. Shall I?
She shrugs.
And it's like chip off a little piece of it. Just like a little stone of it about half an inch across.
Okay. Anything else?
I set that there. It's like, oh, we're just getting started. Phosphorus.
She goes back to her little chest, digs around a little bit. Pops back up. No.
Oh, is that at me?
Yeah, how'd you
Leona?
know?
No,
where
no,
Adrian is looking, yeah.
Oh,
It's more or less her like going like right next
Right, you
to
would've said
like
it to me.
Adrian and then going.
All right.
What you doing?
Astrid, you're in there with them as well, by the way. Keep that in mind.
all right. So what did she say then?
She said no. No phosphorus.
Okay. I can get that elsewhere, surely. Fucking restaurant will have it. Saltpeter.
She produces a small vial pretty quickly.
Oh, fantastic. And it's, da. This one might be a bit of a stretch. Fluorine.
She has no idea what it is. She looks at you and she gets confused.
That's damn it. Yeah. I figured that one.
Flowers?
Huh?
We have flowers.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
flour like baking? The tavern will have some.
I'll be sure to check that. Thank you very much. There's no way they've heard of this here. Silicon.
She stares blankly at you. Are you making these words up?
I'm
actually not even sure if silicon would have been like a known thing.
Well, I mean,
it exists naturally.
yeah, and given what artificers are, like,
Yeah. She stares at you. She
Yeah, silicon exists naturally.
Yeah, she just looks like a humble old lady. She's just like, what?
Alright, I just gotta pour back through. I've got the iron. You know what? How much for these here then? That'll have to do.
She looks at it. She kind of scurries behind her desk, digs through some papers, tosses some over her shoulder, goes back in the chest, digs around a little bit, pulls out some more papers, sorts through them. That'd be 6 silver pieces, I think.
That'll do just
yeah,
fine.
6 silver pieces.
Now, just out of curiosity, not that your fine establishment hasn't provided at least some of the service I need. However, do you know of anywhere in between, or maybe in the vicinity between here and, I don't know, Velstaire? Because that would possibly provide some of the other ingredients you didn't quite have.
She looks. She's like, Velstaire lies to the southeast of here. The only way there, well, the fastest way there is across the bridge to the east. But there's no villages along the way. Belro is to our south, but it's quite a long journey, and you'd have to cross Scholar's Walk to get to Velstaire from there.
So it'd be faster just to go to Velstaire.
From here, yes, it would be much faster just to go straight to Velstaire. They would most likely have anything you need.
I thank you very kindly. You said that would be 6 silver then?
Yes, 6 silver pieces.
Alright, I pass her the 6 silver.
She takes the silver. She inspects it very right up to her glasses. Inspects it, nods.
As I'm starting to put it away. Thank you very much. Although I'm gonna take a look over here just because you were at least as helpful. I just kind of go over and examine what's at the shelf.
She nods and looks to the other 3 in the group now.
yeah, so I walk up to her and kind of put my elbow on the table, and I'm like, "Hey,
She looks at you confusedly while you walked past her to the counter, but goes along with it.
whatever. You know what I mean." So I walk up to her and I lay my contract out and I say, "Hey, you are overdue for the overhead for this building, but what we can do is we can extend your payments and do loan forgiveness, and we'll take your current payment plan and we'll push it to the end of we'll push it past the interest. All I need you to do is sign here."
She looks to Leona and asks her, "How can I help you guys?"
What? No, this is super important. What are you talking about?
Leona's gonna look at her. Go,
She owns the building. Her grandpappy built it. There are no payments.
What?
She knows she owns the building.
Damn it!
Leona's just gonna look at her and go, "Oh, you're helping me just fine, just by standing there, gorgeous."
She questions you. She is a 70. She is an old, half gray hair, wrinkle skin, but she kind of reluctantly looks to Astrid and you, dear.
So the whole time I've just been looking at everything, and I point at the little thingy, like a bottle on the wall, and I say, "What's this?"
She waddles over. She climbs up on the shelf. Short little lady. She gets real close to the bottle. You hear the tink as her glasses hits it. I believe this one is an invisibility potion.
I'll take it.
The colors confuse me. Okay, that'll be 70 gold pieces.
Ugh.
Olivia does not know how much potions cost in this world. Is the best part.
I give a little chuckle. I just start looking through. Just to speed up this process, I'm not gonna ask her. I'm just gonna look. What can I figure out is on the shelf?
Some basic local regional plants. If you inspect, some things might stand out to you, but at a glance, it's just
I'm doing a proper I really want to look and see just if there's anything interesting here.
Tell him what you're looking for.
I mean, most specifically, yeah.
Just potions. See, I don't know. Maybe if somehow any of the materials she
There are a lot of
she had the
potions.
materials there.
There's a lot of potions, and you don't find any of your materials that you're looking for now.
Now I'll just continue to browse for a few more moments then.
There's a lot of potions. There's more potions than plants. Like, there's a lot of potions. Like, you get the feeling that it's like her hobby to make potions. And she sells them because it's the only way she can fund her hobby. She likes potions.
I'm just going to continue to pretend to continue browsing for a bit.
She looks around at all of you.
No, I'm just here with him, and I point to Evane. I'm his body. He's my body. We bodyguard each other. It's just our thing. Don't worry about it.
I pick one of the potions. Not only have I not agreed to that, but no.
Yeah, you'll come around. Give it time.
I just kind of ignore and just keep looking at everything, trying to figure out what this shit is.
She hobbles back over to her little desk, hops up on her stool, and pulls out her big tome, starts reading through it again. Ignoring all of you now.
I just want to look over there. What's she reading?
She looks up at you. What languages do you speak, Charles?
I didn't ask. I was just looking.
Oh.
And as for what languages I know, Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, and Halfling.
You can tell that it's like a book on how to make potions.
It's just potion craft.
Yeah, she loves potions.
Yeah, she's got one note, and I just kind of walk out the door.
Gotcha.
I follow.
Thank you very much for your services on the way out.
Thanks for nothing.
following
I
as well,
say as I
Astrid?
slam the door behind me.
Wow.
I was too engrossed in looking at all these things. I did not notice me still in the potion shop.
That's fine.
I stick
I'm
my
gonna
head back
do-
in. Hey, character number 5. I say, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm gonna call a quick intermission here. We have to walk the dogs real quick. So
Sure.
bathroom breaks, snack breaks, everybody.
All right, sounds good.
And we will resume as soon as we're back in like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Wait on Olivia.
Yes.
I'll come. Are we all here now?
No.
I'm here.
Is Meredith here?
Nope.
I hate all of you.
We know
All right,
that-
well that's it this week. See you guys next week.
I'm just kidding.
Toodles.
Wow, he really committed.
Only so much.
Anyway, back to the town of Tarok.
Yeah.
Astrid is still browsing the potion store. The rest of you emerge from the shop back into the town square where you see Gargum still sitting there. Still sitting there waiting.
And I also went out there earlier than everyone else, so now I'm playing my violin.
I was just like boredly leaning on my shield, like my little arms folded over my shield, just dozing off to the music as I'm already half hungover, and I just woke up. I did the
town. Just as a disclaimer, this town does not have ambient music.
No, I'm playing my violin.
Oh, your music. That's right.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like the background music. I'm like,
And as walked out the door. Oh, you're still here. You should have run. I just kept walking.
You should have ran. I kind of
Okay.
nudge Gargum awake. Hey, we're going. Shh, come on. I gotta have my
I did
laugh.
the hangover part in the wrong order, apparently. I'm supposed to drink, sleep, hangover. I sleep, drink, hangover.
So, do you guys have any preference? You're still kind of drunk. I mean, it's been like 5 minutes. You're still there's no hangover. You're still just drunk, kind of. You're stumbling a little as you go. Luna's only just getting over her stuff from last night. She still feels sick though.
That's why I'm trying to relax myself by playing my
So,
violin.
Evane, where's the party headed? Where's the bad idea train going?
Where's the bad idea train rolling
You
to?
lick your finger, spin around in a circle, and point.
Astrid, you can let me know whenever you want to emerge from the potion shop or what you want to do in there.
I'll let you know.
I will let you know. Doesn't know how to disengage the conversation. Just keeps standing there.
Like starts working there.
It's about how far? Do I know how far away Velstaire is?
You don't. You're not from this region. You would have to get that information from someone.
Fantastic. Looking around. I look back to the tavern. No.
As you pass by me, I'm just like, nope, nope. Whatever you're looking for, I don't know it.
Well, no, just looked at the tavern to ask. He's like, we're not going there. Make my way to what appears to be a general store of sorts.
Sure. Safe to assume everybody's following, and Astrid is hanging out in the potion shop.
I do lean my head inside the potion shop, and I look at Astrid, and I'm like, hey, we're gonna roll. You're welcome to come with us. No big deal. I know you came with them, but whatever. And I look at the potions keeper, and I'm like, you stay here. I'm not talking.
I'm assuming, Yvain, you're not waiting, right? You're not waiting.
Nope, not waiting.
He's not in a hurry, but he is walking away. It's a town square. It's gonna take him a minute to disappear from your sight anyway.
Yeah, no. After saying that, I just kind of like try to cross the town square and catch up.
Astrid, are you following or hanging out?
I'm hanging out.
Okay.
Right.
Gargum, Leona.
I'm following. I put my violin away and I'm following, but at this point, most of the alcohol's kind of gone and I'm just like hungover, so I'm less stumbling and more like trying to cover my eyes from the bright sunlight and just like, oh god, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
Gargum.
Following, bored, hoping something else weird happens.
Some of the uneven road pathing in the town square, you stumble in it a little bit. You don't fall, like catch yourself. But there's definitely some people passing by, staring at you and Leona. Quite weird. Getting a name for yourselves as the town drunks already.
Sweet.
What's up?
Leona is the town drunk in over 60 towns.
Gold medal.
What, you never seen an intoxicated dwarf? Get used to it.
God damn it, I love it. Alright, Yvain, as you open the door to the general store, as you walk in, you immediately see a young half-elf man sitting in a chair next to a table with an assortment of trinkets laid out neatly across it in the center of the room. The shelves and counters around the room appear to be in meticulous order, but unusually barren at the same time. So, there's a couple of trinkets there, and they look like they were like OCD aligned, but like that'd be the only thing on the shelf. It was like aligned by itself. The elf looks at you and he grins. Welcome to my shop. What are you looking for today?
Kindred spirit of sorts. Let's see.
The rest of the party follows him behind. He makes no real notice of Adrian other than a nod and looks a little curiously at the hungover and drunken duo staggering in at the end of the train.
I look over. I have no idea. All right.
I thought he was like talking back to the guy like I have no idea what I'm here for. I was like,
no, I looked at him. Just look over behind over my shoulder at them. Look back at him. I have no idea.
I put my hand like to my chest, like I'm offended.
Just attempting to try and pass through here. Looking for. Trying to think. I need to get to Velstaire. First off, starters. About how far is that from here? I'm not exactly familiar.
Well, are you looking to travel through Belro or across the bridge to our east?
Ask him which one's safer. Safer is best, I say.
That's not a bad point.
Your sense of adventure.
What's the time looking like for either route?
Well, it's about a 200-mile trip through Belro. It's about 110 miles to Belro from here, and Scholars Walk, Velstaire crossing. It's quite long. It's about 65 miles if you take the bridge to the east of here.
I just lean over my shoulder. So sounds like the more dangerous way is the long way, or the other way around.
I mean, if danger is time, sure, it's quite dangerous. Neither way is safer per se. You've got your usual bandits and kobolds in the area. It's as far as danger goes, it's about the same.
Well, in that case, couple items then. Let's see, 65 miles. That's not too bad. I started pulling out. Do you have a map of the area?
Do we have a map of the area? Of course. He produces a handful of scrolls. Not many people ask for them, honestly, so we've got a handful of them. They were made by quite a skilled cartographer, though. That means they fetch a premium.
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
I just need something to get to show me where I might be within about 10 miles. So I don't know. I just need to know where to go.
He produces a map. The only map we have is of the entire southern region of Nyala. That stretches from here all the way as far south as Falkirk.
Do I even want to know how much that's going to cost?
It'll be 1 gold piece.
A gold piece for some paper, I say.
Do not underestimate the value of paper.
Oh, I don't underestimate it. I don't know. Where's the punchy girl at? I might need her right about now.
Astrid, as you arrive in the town square, you don't see any of them.
At the where's the punchy girl? Leona's gonna go up to the shopkeep and go, "Come on, isn't there anything we can do? Make it a little bit cheaper. 1 gold is a little bit much."
Roll persuasion.
I'm gonna roll natural 1. It's gonna be great.
How's it becoming a we again? She rolls persuasion. Charles like, okay, it's a we. She's helpful.
Woo!
God.
He blushes. Five silver pieces.
That's more like it.
Aw, thank you so much. And then I give him the 5 silver.
Oh.
He hands you a map. She bought it for me.
I just kind of look at her. I just toss him 5 more silver.
He looks to you like he I didn't extend you the deal, but
no, 5 more for that map.
Oh, like compensating?
Yeah, I just tossed him 5 more silver.
He's just like, I just got full price and flirted with. Okay, and pockets it.
Dude, come on, Charles, you're ruining it.
I'm not ruining shit. All right. On top of that, I should probably take a look at the map. I just kind of see what details I can tell.
Wait, 1. Welcome to the region of Nyala.
Ooh.
This is the map he handed you.
And we're in Tarek, right?
You're in Tarok in the northwest, correct?
Okay, you'll need to move unless you're planning on using them, you need to move our tokens to the token layer.
Yeah, I will move them later.
Okay.
I'm just gonna move them around as you guys go.
Okay, cool.
This isn't a map like you guys will be like dynamically moving around.
Okay.
Like not like your map in the region.
Understood.
The party leader. There you guys go. You're all with a vein, the party leader.
Yeah.
Which one's me?
Oh, I don't even have a token for Leland yet, so I'll get that next week.
What a dick.
They're not super important. That's got a
Damn.
picture like a day and a half ago from him.
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright. Anyway, yeah, so this is the map you see.
I'm like, oh, okay, that had the entire wrong image in my head as I look at Belrock, whatever. Okay,
Yeah,
so
the
yeah,
V looks like a U looks like a V. It's Belro.
No, better roll. Looking through. Okay, this is so much better. I had a much more complicated image in my head. That's not going to be too bad of a trip at all. Well, aside from whatever the hell could happen. Since I appear to be stricken with luck, I look around behind me.
I love how we've got the short route. And he wants to go to Bell Row, the 200-mile trip.
No, I had a different image in my head of how this was laying out.
Okay, I thought you were saying I want to go through Bell Row. I'm like, all right, go for it. A 200-mile trip to get to Velstaire, but you can do it.
Well, it was weird that they were suggesting, oh, you could go through Bell Row. Well, how the fuck do you go through Bell Row to get to Velstaire if one is 3 times the trip?
That's how.
How do you make that suggestion?
It's one of the ways to get there.
All right, I gotta ask, what's Scholar's Walk?
Oh, Scholar's Walk. It's just the name of the bridge the first Archmage had erected to cover the gap from Velstaire across the bay. It's about a 70-mile long bridge. It's quite impressive, and
Damn.
it's the route that most foreign merchants from Astakor will use to enter the city of Velstaire. It could usually be quite congested as a result. Some scholars and acolytes also consider it to be part of their holy pilgrimage. If you ask me, it's all a bunch of nonsense, and the northern entrance is just as good.
It sounds just as good, although I don't know if you're a sightseeing type. That sounds like something.
It'd be quite the sight to see, yeah.
I like how I grabbed the map from Leona, and there was no issue.
Yeah, I didn't even question it. Whatever.
Well, I mean, she wasn't gonna hold it back. She got it for you. You were the one that wanted it.
That's weird. I roll it back up. What?
Just reading their chat.
Oh god.
Supposed to be your hand.
So now
Nice
you
try.
are with them. You can all talk freely. You're all in the same room.
I just kind of roll it up. And I just kind of look at the map. I look at Leona. It's like, you, me, where's? Oh, I'm not helping myself, am I?
Yeah.
I just put it in my bag.
We're all here. Wave.
There's a note. There's no text or arrows on the screen other than like the town names, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
Make sure I got them all on the GM layer.
Mm-hmm.
No, the
Monsters.
the information wouldn't have mattered to you, but it's like I measured the roads out from each destination. I've got these arrows with like mile markers and shit all written down.
Instant
Wow.
death.
It's a death here. Avoid. No, yeah.
All right, so
So after you get the map, he looks up to you and anything else? He kind of looks to Leona. Anything else?
look at me,
Uh,
asshole.
Leona's gonna give him a slight wink and was like, "No, I think we're good."
What, the half human doesn't want my money? Okay, I understand.
I feel like I take some offense to that as well, but at the same
He kind
time,
of looks to you as you've been leaning out the door. Well, if you're back in the shop, sir, what would you like?
I would like to be treated like I'm here, guy. I say, like, I'm very frustrated.
Well, you're here now. What would you like?
I'm sorry. I'm taking my anger out on you. I don't mean to. I'm very sorry. I don't want anything. I just want you to notice me. You know.
Well, I've definitely noticed you, sir.
That's all I ask. All right, as you were.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're
what
welcome.
just happened?
Can you believe this guy? I say to Evane.
He looks to the rest
What?
of you, to Gargum, to Astrid. Would you like to buy anything today? Browse our fine wares.
I'm carrying enough.
Start checking my shit real quick. Like, oh yeah, I
You can always
forgot.
carry more. It's a long road to Velstaire, after all.
Yeah.
Like I
Lest you
said-
go unprepared.
I guess that brings up my next point. I assume there's absolutely no stopping points between here and Velstaire.
Ugh.
If you've got a tent and a campfire, you can stop wherever you'd like.
That's what I thought.
I ask Evane. I say, how far did he say? Like, how many days of travel are we looking at here?
It's 65 miles. How fast do you walk?
We can probably move like
3 miles an hour is the average, but that's up to Josh.
Yeah, I'm about to scroll open the book and... Where's the time?
it should be like maybe a day and a half at most if we stop at night.
You're talking about a 3 mile an hour fully kitted, character.
What page is this on? Help me find it again.
Well, I would just personally speaking, Josh, it's up to you. You can do what you want.
Mhm.
I don't know what page it's on, but I just know that you're talking about a walking speed of characters carrying 50 plus pounds of gear is about 2.5, 3 miles an hour.
I'll
Who's
say,
carrying 50 pounds
I've
of gear?
measured everything based on the
Oh, okay.
actual times.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Mhm.
Oh, I can't find it.
I'd say, who's carrying 50 pounds of gear?
Well, I don't know. Actually, let me check how much I'm carrying. I'm carrying 50 pounds of gear exactly. Yep.
Holy shit, you're loaded with stuff.
Come on, most of you should have about 50 pounds of freaking Dungeoneer's kit, so I like.
Oh, there it is. I
Where is it at again?
Plug this in. Whoopsie.
It's in your inventory. You'll see the weight somewhere on that scene.
I'm carrying 77 pounds.
How? I'm carrying 137.
Holy balls.
You are very strong, though.
Yeah.
You're a strong
Yeah.
little man.
Depending on how fast you guys go, and again, this affects how aware you are to situations, likelihood of having an accident. At a normal pace, you can go 24 miles a day. A slower pace, you can do 18 miles a day, which isn't bad. Or if you're fast and haphazard, it's 30 miles per day.
Can you put that on screen for us, please?
I just googled it. I'll put a link in.
No, I just meant, can you just like put the words on the screen like text? Actually, no, I'll do it for us. I'll put it over here. So can you read it for us real quick, please?
Here, I'll just take a screenshot of it. Put the thing in it.
Sure.
My armor weighs 55 pounds. That's where it's coming from.
Yeah, that'll
Oh,
do it.
shit.
Yeah, I got
You
heavy
got
armor.
Really quick, at the thought of us doing a lot of traveling, Leona's actually going to go, oh, wait, and then look back to the shopkeep, kind of bat her eyes a little bit and say, how much would a tent cost?
A tent? That's an excellent question. Let me load up D&D Beyond and tell you. I actually didn't expect you guys to buy tents. I don't know why I didn't expect that. I should have been ready for that.
All
Yeah.
right, tents. That's a thing. I forgot I
if you
don't
guys can
start with
afford
one of
tents.
those.
You
Oh
fools.
shit.
How many people does
Um,
one tent hold, by the way?
So the only one I have a price for is a 2-person tent, which holds 2 people. But I will base prices based on what you guys want. What exactly kind of tent are you looking for?
Just a one-person tent would be wonderful.
You can just
Okay.
like half the price of the 2-person tent.
So, are you wanting like a ramshackle tent, or like something you're not going to have fall on your head?
Preferably one that's not going to fall on my head, if you will.
Okay. I can sell it to you for 2 gold pieces.
And Leona's going to look at her pouch and just going to be like, okay, and then hands the 2 gold.
I'm surprised she just bought an upsold tent. Cool.
Mm.
He passes you it and happily takes the 2 gold.
It's because he was willing to give the map for, half the price. So it's like, okay.
He just gave you the tent for double the price.
Oh well.
Jordan knows the price of tent.
How much would the cheapo cost? I just need my face to be dry if it rains, basically.
He shrugs. A gold piece is fine.
I think I'll just use my shield.
He shrugs. Suit yourself.
You got any trash bags?
He looks around. Honestly, I would, but you see, my shipment from Velstaire, where I usually get my supplies from, is honestly about a week late. I'm not quite sure. They should have been here about a week ago. Points around the shop. As you can see, the shelves are quite barren these days.
I turn to a vein. Hey, when we encounter an overturned wagon on the side of the road, dibs on the trash bags. Just calm
But
down.
yeah, he's
I
just
don't
like,
need to be sober to see where this is going.
He's like, yeah. So honestly, I would have trash bags, but the trash bags never arrived.
All right.
Trash bags.
What's the? I'm not really from around here. I know we probably haven't got off on the right foot, mainly on account of the fact that I haven't flirted with you and I refuse to do so. But what is the weather like in this country?
He kind of just looks at you. It's pretty. Have you not been?
What kind of a
How
question
did
is that?
How have you gotten all the way to Tarak and not noticed the weather?
Like, I'm not asking you about your personal life, okay? Don't ask me about mine. I just want to know, what's the weather? Does it rain? Is it cold? Is it hot? Does lava fall from the sky? Like, something.
I would say the weather's quite forgiving here. You have your showers as you would anywhere else. Your cold days, your hot days, depending on the season. If you're asking if we have any extreme weather, no, not really.
I reach into my bag and I pull out a blanket and I just fluff it out and I'm like, you think this'll do it? You think I'm good? What do you think?
If it doesn't rain, sure.
It's not what I asked, but all right. I roll it back up and
I mean, a cold night and some water, I mean, you're out of luck.
I stuff it back in my bag. I'm good, man. I'm good. I don't need your stupid tent.
Okay.
Look back at a vein. Can you believe this guy?
He looks to Astrid, and you little lady, you like a tent? No one was like, I'll buy the 2-person tent for everybody. Assholes.
I think I'll pass.
Wise move.
All right.
Oh, you.
Suit
Oh, wait,
yourselves.
never mind.
I just step back up. I'll probably go and try and buy the tent off you. You said the 2-person was how much?
The 2-person, 4 gold pieces.
Can I roll?
I slide the map out. You said this was made. This was very well made, correct?
Yes. It's a piece of paper.
Excuse you. Are you sure?
It's not written on gold leaf. It's a piece of paper.
It's not gold leaf, but it is a fairly detailed map. Just roll it back up.
He looks at
Are
you.
you
Would you like
sure
to
it's
pay me
on-
another gold piece for the map? I'll take it.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is where we're going with this.
God, bold words from somebody coming within shanking distance.
Tell you what. I will give you the tent for 2 gold pieces if you are willing to, when you arrive in Velstaire, learn the whereabouts of my shipments and why they haven't been arriving on time lately.
I'd like to clarify something with you, Mr. Shop owner.
Yes?
It just slips by me as I'm trying to.
So, yeah, exactly.
Hands on the desk.
Yeah, and yeah, just all right. So, if I get this straight, you want us to figure out what happened to your shipment, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
We don't have
I'm buying 2 gold pieces worth of information off of you, in a sense.
All right, I'll write a letter, guys. It's fine. Don't worry about it. No, too easy. But what I didn't hear was that when we find out what happened to the shipment, he doesn't want that shit back. So, again, and I look at Vane, dibs on the trash bags.
He
Matter of
shrugs.
fact, any diamonds we come across too, dibs. I don't want anything else. Diamonds.
He, overhearing the conversation, kind of like scoffs to himself. My shop doesn't sell diamonds anyway.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what I would say if I had a bunch of diamonds in a wagon on the side of the road. So, doesn't matter. I'm like, so that's it. That's my terms and conditions. All right, I'll do the letter writing. I'll send a raven. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. If we come across diamonds in trash bags, they're mine.
All right, that's enough. Enough of that one. All right, so I'll go ahead and take your deal because this is going to be quite necessary. However, I just kind of lean onto the desk. If you can already knock off 2 gold for us just saying that we will go to the next town 60 miles out, and our word is enough for you to knock it down 2 gold, I will remember this and toss him 2 gold.
Okay. He produces a piece of paper and hands it to you. You can see that he's already filled in the blanks for the agreement. There is an official noble stamp of approval. He's like, your word's not enough.
Oh, you gotta sign a contract. Oh, if you sign this, I'm gonna be pissed.
All right, don't. Just kind of take a hold of it. Just look at it. What exactly are we looking at here?
It's a contract outlining this deal. Straightforward. Exactly as described.
How long have you had this on you?
He's kind of shrugs. My shipment is a week late after all.
Huh.
What did you do when your wife was a week late?
He looks to you. Well, sir, I'll have you know I am quite single at the moment. He looks back to Leona.
Can't imagine
Oh.
why. I just, you know what, from that, I throw my hands up and I'm like, oh, I can't believe you're single. And I storm out and I just wait outside.
Leona's gonna wink at him and say, don't listen to him.
Oh my God.
The half-elf
What-
shopkeep is feeling great right now. It's
It's
been a long time.
What's worse, the guy being a prick or the chick falsely flirting with him?
He doesn't know it's false.
That's false.
It's not false.
He thinks he's getting laid tonight. Fuck that. He don't know shit.
It's never false with Leona.
I stick my head back in the door. I'm like, his race isn't the only half-size thing about him. And I step back out.
Stifle a little chuckle. All right.
Hey, Luxie, would you like to sign the contract before I raise the fee?
Might
Not
as
too
well at
happy
this
with your
point.
friend.
This
It's
point,
not my friend,
Gargum,
and I signed like with that annoyed scribbling. Just, he's not a friend. I'm not sure how the hell they got here.
He gets up and walks over to a closet and opens it and drags this tent out with like 2 straps. It's in an old bag and flops it on the floor. Poof. You have a 2-person tent, weighs 20 pounds. Your tent, Luna, weighs 10 pounds.
Cool.
So he kind of nods. So now that we're in agreement, is there anything else you guys would need? Looks to the 4 of you remaining in the shop.
Hang on. I'm actually thinking.
I just gotta look through my coin purse. It's a good bit lighter. No, that'll do ya. I'll thank you for your services, even if you are kind of being a bit of an ass about it. Though, given our approach, whatever. I walk out the door.
Leona's gonna stay and ask him, do you have any tinder boxes?
Yeah, go ahead and add that back to your inventory.
Oh, okay. Cool.
What?
You guys get some items back. You guys were going to start in a much worse situation than this, and Meredith's inventory got looted. So yeah, just add that back. You can add your torches back as well.
Got a DM shafting.
Sweet.
Gotcha.
As Vane walks outside, I'm just like, can you believe that guy?
And to the three of you in the
Yes? No? I don't... Whatever.
He's not unjustified.
So no, I think we're good. So Leona's gonna be like, thank you, you've been a huge help, and just kind of blow him a kiss and then walk out.
He blushes.
I love playing Bard.
Jesus Christ.
Astrid's gonna say, no thank you, I think that is all. Goodbye. And leave.
He gleefully waves to the short white-haired monk.
And I just kind of turn my head and ignore him.
He does not blush.
Damn.
Gargum?
I have walked outside earlier. I just didn't want to
Oh.
interrupt. Gargum got bored. They were taking
Gotcha.
too long.
You all arrive once again back out in the town square.
Alright, so I turn to Vane and I'm like, alright, so... And I look up at the sky. What time even is it? And I lick my thumb for no reason. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It just makes me look smart.
It's about high noon.
I knew that. It's about...
It's high noon.
It's high noon. And I look at Vane and I'm like, so what do you think? Do you want to just get started on this today, or...?
Hold on, I'm currently reevaluating everything I've decided to do in my life. I have a two-person tent for some reason.
It's
Why
like-
did I find this?
Did you want to trade?
Now look. Yes, actually. Since we're all sticking together for the moment,
Okay.
I just offload that onto her.
And I give him the one person tent.
Okay.
I look at
Sure.
I look at Vane and I'm just like, really? You're gonna give her the two-person tent, huh? You're
I'm sure she'll make good use of it.
You're gonna give her that ammunition? Alright, that's fine.
Well, you're just such fast friends, and I just roll the map open again to take a look.
Just remember who bought
Are
you
you
that.
telling me to go back to the map screen?
You're still on the map
We're
screen.
still on the map screen, Josh.
Oh, I forgot to drag you guys back. So you guys were here, and now you're here.
I'm just DM question: Is that bridge supposed to be to scale, or is that representative? Because one bridge is literally 70 miles across. What about the other one?
No. That one's just, it is a big, it's a bridge that, I mean, you can't swim across that river.
So it's a larger river, but it's not.
It's not a
10,
10-mile
15
bridge.
across.
Correct.
I was gonna say, if that bridge is 70 miles long, that's not a lake. That's a fucking ocean.
I mean, it's a great lake.
A great lake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is this is a
As long as
big
it doesn't
bay.
as long
That
as
is a
it-
very large bay, yes.
As long as it's not salt water.
Yeah, that is a very, very, very large bay.
And how far away is Velstaire?
Velstaire, again, to the east, it is a 65-mile journey. If you head down through Bell Row, it'll take 200 miles to get there.
Gotcha. So
As
65.
I roll the map back up, I just kind of turn to observe the group that is assembled here.
What's up?
So I know I'm going to Velstaire. What the hell's the rest of you doing? Exactly.
There
I
no
get, your
tavern in
point,
Velstaire?
I get your thing, and I point to Adrian. I don't get it, but I get it. What about the rest of you?
And I was gonna be like, isn't there a tavern in Velstaire? Why not?
There's a tavern here. You could be set here for however much gold you got.
I don't like staying in one tavern for too long.
Of course not. What about you? Points to Astrid.
I sheepishly look at him and I say, I'm looking for somebody.
Vague, but we'll take it. Points to the dwarf. And finally,
The same reason I do anything: money and sheer boredom.
I like you.
I'm pretty sure if you were looking for money, you could just talk sweet to the tavern keeper over there, and he'd probably do something.
I'll give you 5 shiny copper pieces to just sign your name on a piece of paper.
I'm not that desperate.
I mean, you will be.
Jesus Christ.
All right. As much as it pains me to say it, probably best we stick together for this journey then. They're always like, oh, the roads are safe. The guards are always very astute. No, something will happen.
Oh, trust me, something will happen. I promise
I
you.
never said the
So
roads
you
are
are
safe.
smart.
They said there's some bandits, but the guards keep.
There's the guards keep. I said kobolds and shit. It's your usual country road. The guards don't give a shit about the roads between the towns.
Whatever. Point standing. Josh, I'm trying to undo my staying in the campaign. I'm trying to help.
West Velstaire.
All right. The rest of you that haven't got anything else, I guess we could just start heading out now. It's only noon.
Yeah, it's about a 3-day trip there, so.
Might as well. And then Leona's gonna pull out her lute and just kind of like walk and play her lute, just a little melody.
Oh, if
Oh,
she's
that's
doing
gonna be a
that, I
thing.
didn't say this. If she's doing that, I'll just start screaming kobolds too. Like, you know what I mean? Hey, here we are! Fucking kill us!
Where's
That
your
ball
sense of adventure?
Back in that grave that I just dug myself out of.
Wait, what?
The entire party looks at you weird. Everyone just heard that, and they all look at you confused.
You know what? We're gonna go with it. I dug myself out of a grave this morning, and that's how we met. Hi, my name's Adrian, and I bow.
You can all react to that accordingly.
Leona's gonna blink at him and then just bust out laughing, assuming he's just joking.
Okay.
And exactly where were you before the grave?
Well, I don't suppose not dead would have been an accepted answer. So I pull out
That is a little more vague than what I'm going for. Yes.
I pull out a little jar of dirt, and I say, it's like this is a vial of dirt from said grave, and I keep it on me as a keepsake. And I don't know, it's just really nice. Don't you think it's really nice? Maybe we should pay attention to that instead.
You're not answering the question.
Damn it.
Astrid and Gargum, of course.
You don't just randomly say you stepped out of a grave today and then avoid that question and avoid all that comes with that.
Oh, he must be joking.
Gargum just chuckles to himself like, "Yep, I was wrong. This can get weirder."
All right.
I just kind of have my eyebrows scrunched and I'm looking at him in like disbelief. Like,
So the 7th time I tried to hide it, and it didn't really go very well because they found out anyway, and then they just killed me. So you know what? Fuck it. We're literally on day 1.
They're all even more confused now.
So it's like, all right, I'm just gonna be straight up with you guys, okay? So everybody, if you guys wanna just take a seat, it's gonna take a minute.
There are no seats nearby.
I know. So
Give us the short of it.
all right, short of it, I have died 13 times. This is now my 14th. Try again, I guess. Each time I've woken up in a different world, back at square one. And you know the whole thing about dying a hero and then becoming a villain or whatever? Or, well, that's me. Yeah, I kind of died and then came back. And each time I died, I came back, but in a different world, back where I started. And I tried to undo things, you know, and gain enough power to right those wrongs, and it never really worked out. You can see how well it's going for me now. I'm here, aren't I? So yeah, if you can just kind of run me through if that freaks you guys out. I'm alive. I'm not undead. I'm not a skeleton, and I kind of wag my tail, like I'm not a skeleton or anything. I die, and then after a little bit I wake up and I'm in another world and I have to start all over again.
I just kind of flip the book open real quick. So this just happens to you, like you die, and now, where you know where your other bodies are by any chance?
No, it's as far as I can tell. Each time I die, I completely change worlds, like totally different universe. I don't even know where home is at this point.
All right, that's a lot to unpack another time.
I do want to say that the second you said that you died 13 times, Leona just like you just hear a thwong on her lute, and she just stops playing it and has just been staring at you like, what?
Yeah, after a while you get used to it.
I think I had more ale than I thought.
Part wants to yell inside check, but at the same time, it's already. We'll just assume I figure. Whatever. Sorry, I'm not sure how to handle this one. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna trust you very much because I didn't exactly trust you to begin with, but I am fascinated.
like fascinated enough to not let me die on the side of the road because you want to find out what happens later with me? Question mark?
Oh, friend. At this rate, you dying might actually be more informational.
I lean over to Leona and I'm like, he said I was his friend. You heard him, didn't you?
Yes.
Olivia giggle in the background.
How'd you die the last time?
I was on a flight of stairs and a dwarf dropped a bag of marbles at the top of them and then stabbed me to death with a rusty knife.
Gargum is quiet for a few seconds, and then he just starts cackling drunkenly.
So Leona is joining him, 100% joining him, like quiet and then just laughter.
It's worth noting that my character, like out of character, like before I died last time, I was properly like level 18. You know what I mean? Like I was this all-powerful fucking necromancer, and I'm just killed.
And what motivated said dwarf to lose his marbles?
Oh my god.
And we're done here. I'm leaving now. You all can follow me if you
You know
want.
what? I'm with him on this one. I'm getting out of here. You know what?
Vane hates puns as much as Charles does.
I'm right behind a Vane on that one.
I can't breathe.
I'm waiting for the day Charles makes a character that only talks in puns. Just as the ultimate screw you.
He's what's those animals that can only speak in mimics? Like they can only repeat what's said.
Parrots?
No. fucking
Kinku.
Kinku. Thank you,
Uh,
Charles.
oh, the actual rays. I didn't even realize. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a Kinku that only knows puns.
Gargum's just struggling to speak through his laughter. Wait, you didn't answer my question.
He's just trotting along behind us with his little legs.
Alright, so where is the bad idea train heading this time?
At least someone appreciates my humor.
Following
Conductor of the bad idea train?
Yep, conductor.
No, let's just start. We'll start heading east. Whatever the eastern exit of this fucking city.
That's a southern exit, and the path diverges to the south of the town. Does it say to assume
Hard to
it's
see through my
that,
fat.
not the northern exit?
Hard to see past my icon.
Oh well, yeah, that's only moderately accurate. But yeah, there you go.
Okay, well, either way, the path, obviously heading in whatever direction that leads to that path.
We're going east.
Astrid and Leona, roll perception.
Why aren't
Sure.
they rolling perception?
Because I'm deciding that the rest of you just don't care.
Leona is currently trying to catch her breath.
Wow.
Luckily, it wasn't hard, because you definitely don't have an advantage, but it wasn't hard to notice. But Astrid, as you, Leona, you're laughing still. Astrid, as you guys are leaving the town, you do take note of an older human gentleman. He kind of kneeled down, wielding a dagger at his side, a backpack over his shoulder. And he's talking to a young boy, a short little young boy who seems to be kind of like not so happy right now.
Okay.
Give him
Am I
Just
rolling
okay?
with that, or is that just something I need to know?
That is, you see that you decide if the party's just gonna go, or you're like, hey guys, let's what's up here? It's up to you. I don't give a shit.
I'm going to ignore it.
Ignore
Because
it.
I'm
You
really
do
good
that.
at ignoring things.
That's
I'm
fine.
sorry, party.
That's fine. You ignore it. The party proceeds out the south gate, unimpeded. I assume you guys are heading to the east, straight to Velstaire.
Seems that way to me.
Yep.
Everybody roll a d20.
How
Okay.
do I do that?
Bracket, 1d20. Bracket.
You had to do spaces, don't you?
No. And then we...
I rolled a
you guys are-
17.
Yep. You guys are good. Aside from some bad weather, that does add a day to your trip to the bridge. A bad storm rolls in as you guys are heading out. But it takes a day and a half, so go ahead and remove 1 rations. Make Constitution saving throw. Everyone who does not have a tent, Leona, you can decide if you let anyone sleep with you at the end of the first night.
I refuse and roll my Constitution.
Leona will let someone, whoever is with me.
The people without tents are Gargum and Astrid.
How do I roll Constitution?
Oh, you don't want to sleep with Leona?
Oh, was I invited to sleep with Leona?
You, Gargum.
It's
She
Leona,
said she
everybody's
an open
invited.
invitation. So you guys can decide. Or she can decide if she wants to let one of you. She can decide if she extends the invitation to one of you.
I'm just laying
Well,
under my...
it's
Go ahead.
it's more or less like the way I see it is Leona sets up her tent and is kind of like, well, I have enough room for one more person, and just kind of like goes to bed.
I just fluff my blanket out and lay in the cold and rain and just like, nope,
Gargle,
nope.
Astrid,
Life
how
number
do you
9.
proceed?
That didn't go well for me then. It's not gonna happen again. I'm just shivering to death.
I look back and forth between Gargum and Leona, and I just kind of think to myself, I'll take my chances.
Yeah.
And I walk away.
That's how you get assassinated in the middle of the night. Yep.
Sure. Gargum.
Sleeping with random redheads.
The drunken bard.
Olivia, open your character sheet, go to core stats, and press save beside Constitution. Okay.
Gargo's more of a solitary person, so he's gonna find a rock that's about the height of his morning star. He's going to prop up one end of his shield on the rock and the other end of the shield with his morning star. And he's gonna huddle up underneath it, or at least half of him, using his shield as a shield.
Sure. Roll a Constitution saving
And-
throw.
Hey.
Hey.
Basically, my top half is protected from the storm by my shield, which is propped up on a rock by my morning star.
Adrian, take 1d2 cold damage.
Damn it.
The rest of you, you're fine. Not happy. Not happy at all. In fact, like you got your little makeshift tent there, but I mean, like the water's still flowing in.
Yeah.
It's the whole 2. Okay.
I have
All
8
right,
health.
My bottom half is soaked, but as long as my face and beard are dry, I'm good.
Yeah. As you guys continue on, you arrive at the bridge. It's about nightfall, like early night at this point on the second day. And without a doubt, you can see there is no bridge. There is no broken bridge icon on Incarnate, but the bridge is collapsed.
I guess that's why his shipments are late.
As you arrive at the river, the bridge is just collapsed, gone, kaput.
Like the entire bridge is just gone.
I mean,
There's
the
like
ends are still there, but like the middle's just gone.
The middle, how far?
You're not jumping it.
Well, yeah, we're probably
Well,
not
obviously,
jumping.
just distance, man.
I don't know. What are you wanting to do?
Just trying to figure it. Thinking.
Well, think.
Could
Tell me
we
what you
look-
want to do. The bridge is out. How do you proceed?
Could
You
I-
tell me.
Can I look around and like look maybe the way some debris might be scattered? Try to figure out what the hell happened to a stone bridge.
Roll perception.
Can I join that perception?
Actually, how are you wanting to? Are you wanting like passively, like just kind of like look around? Or you want to search?
Well, considering that roll, I'm gonna search.
No, that's looking around.
Okay, I'll just look around then.
So yeah, if anyone's looking around, perception to look around, investigation to search. Do your thing.
I'm drying off my blanket.
Perception
curi-
it is.
I'm just looking to see if maybe there's a bunch of stones scattered down river, like maybe some ship somehow got in the river and busted through the bridge on the way to the bay.
Well, there's a waterfall to the north and south. You guys can see that very clearly on the map. There's no ships in this river.
I didn't see the one to the north. Now I do. It's at the edge.
Yeah. Astrid, you don't find shit. Leona, you notice the bridge. There are scorch marks. On either end of the bridge.
Well, this is some right real shit. I'm just kind of looking.
So there's scorch marks.
Yes.
Huh.
It looks like it was deliberately destroyed.
And I'll just make that known to the party here. Just, hey, what he said.
Okay. I'm looking at the bridge and I'm like, looks like not my business. I'm like, all for going the other way. And I raise my hand slowly. No, okay. And puts my hand back down.
Nice.
I don't exactly plan to swim
Yeah. Well,
You don't look like you do anything but sink anyway.
like a rock.
and I assume the water's just moving fast enough. It's just not.
Not incredibly fast, no. I mean, in theory, you could get across it. It would not be easy with 50 pounds of gear on your back, no.
Obviously not.
But it's not like the Grand Rapids or anything, no.
Wonder if there's any sort of natural crossing further up or down. What time of day is it about now that we get here?
The sun is just setting, like over the horizon. It's getting dark.
Here comes 2 more D8 damage.
So whatever you do will be in dark. No, the weather's been pretty clear today.
Okay.
So well, I'm not all about going all the way back to the town just yet. Personally, I wouldn't mind trying to look up and down the river a mile or so, see if we could find any other way across. But I'm just not doing that right now. I start heading it into the woods, away from the river.
Away from the river, okay.
It's worth noting I'm not really a nature guy. Spend a lot of time studying books and stuff, chopping logs.
Actually, I have to pause for a moment.
Not so much.
Get back to the bridge. Does it look like that was... is there any sort of arcane residue, or was this just fire?
You can't tell.
Can't tell? No way to tell. Damn it.
As the sun begins to set, the river almost appears to give off a faint glow. Very faint.
Hey, the river's glowing, guys. I don't really feel comfortable standing near the glowing river, so I took a couple steps back.
Define glowing. Like, what color is this thing giving off?
Like
Like
explodey.
a very low, soft blue color.
Like,
It's like
magical.
It's like the water is illuminated. Very, 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 very faintly.
Go up
It's
to
not
it.
like a night light, but it's like it's not dark.
I'm just gonna curious and just kind of take a vial from my little alchemy set and just kind of scoop some water into it. I want to look at it.
Can he and I roll Arcana together on it?
Yeah, I was about to do.
Sure.
Hey.
All right. Well, Adrian, you have seen this in a past life. You know there's etheric residue in the water. In a sense, it is magic water.
Okay. All right. Does Evane pick up on any of this, or is he just lost in the sauce?
Evane, yeah, he knows there is some magical element to it. That doesn't strike him as exploding.
Okay. All right. I turn to Evane and I'm like, all right, listen. This is etheric residue for sure, without a doubt, 100%. Now, why is there etheric residue in the water? I have no idea.
Why is there etheric residue in the water?
Look, here's the thing.
Pour it out.
Don't swim in it. Probably
And
not
as a
good
note,
idea.
it's not like in one spot. It is the whole river.
Yeah,
So it's just evenly the whole river
Yep,
is
the
magic.
whole river, all of it.
Don't swim in it. Okay, would not recommend it.
Fascinating.
I wonder what the source is, and if there's enough of it to infect the whole bay it's pouring into.
Well, I can tell you this: the etheric residue is not running upriver. It's not a salmon. So I can guarantee you, if we head upstream, at least, if you guys are curious, which I'll be honest with you, kinda am. We could see what's causing it. A lot of times with these things, it's either some kind of deposit that's split open and is leaking in, or there's something very magical and very dead upstream. So
I just kind of look at him. All right, I'm gonna need you to stop thinking in the same line as I am. But anyone? Yeah,
Aw, you
I
look
know what I'm doing
thirsty.
tomorrow.
I mean, I'm cool with going tomorrow. I don't want to trek through the woods in the middle of the night. And I kind of like, I'm a little dainty and I kind of like shake my arms. I'm like, I'm not really good for fighting bears.
I vote hold off and then go.
I mean, what's the worst that'll happen? Apparently, you'll just come back to life again.
So that's 3 votes for not going tonight.
Yeah, I'm not going
Definitely not.
tonight because I want a fire to dry my clothes by.
And to the come back to life thing again, I mentioned to Evane, I'm like, yeah, I know I can come back to life, but it still fucking hurts. All right, so
So you guys are gonna set up camp by the bridge, or
I'm moving. I don't know, a couple hundred meters or feet, a couple hundred meters from the river. I'm curious, but at the same time,
I'm with Evane
No.
on this one. Yep, I would also like to go
Yep.
away from the
kind
exploding
of dip
bridge.
into the woods to an extent.
Yep.
Some kind of mutated saber-toothed fish crawls out of the water. I don't want to be the first thing it sees.
Yep, agreed. I think we should
And-
probably also set up some kind of night watch.
Leona is literally along for the ride.
I've got to dry my clothes and cloak so I can be first watch. I can also partially see in the dark because dwarf.
Alright. Alright. Astrid, do you have any issues with any of this? I know we're just kind of pushing along the way.
No.
Okay.
Okay, well, you all set up camp. Assuming you guys set up a basic watch. I'm not gonna make you guys pick. As long as you do a basic watch,
Yep.
you guys are fine for the night.
Alright.
As morning rises, you wake up to a typical normal morning day. You know, nothing exciting. The river is no longer glowing, or at least in the daylight, you can't see that it's glowing anyway.
That's interesting.
What
Either the source of the glowing bullshit is gone, or the glowing happens at a certain time of day, which is not unreasonable based off of
It's
how-
obvious that because we didn't see it when we first got there.
Yeah, I would assume that
Either that or somebody's fucking with us.
it's extremely more likely that it's a time of day that emits the glow rather than the source being suddenly removed. It's not impossible, but
Or it's just not very bright.
Yeah, is
Maybe
there
not
a way?
see it.
Can I like hold up my shield and cast a shadow onto the water and see if we can tell it's glowing under the shadow?
Sure. How close are you holding your shield to the water?
Or I'm just holding it above my head, trying to block the sun. Somebody else might need to do this.
I hate to tell you how daylight works, but
It depends on where the sun is.
well, I can help you out with that one. I take another one of my little vials and I fill it full of water and I bring it under my cloak. Like I pull it underneath my jacket. Does it glow?
Oh, sorry, I had to step away for a second. Yes, it is glowing.
Okay, it's glow in the dark, guys. I figured it out. Pour it back
what a
into
grand
the
revelation.
river.
Puts tent on. Finish packing up.
Yeah.
Okay, so yep, you guys have options of trying to cross the river, to head to the north, to head a little ways to the south. You've got like maybe 20 miles until you hit the beta south, or go back to the town.
I vote north.
Everyone else for north.
North.
I'm along for the ride.
I'm interested that not one person is like, we're crossing the river. You're all like, we're just going north. Let's investigate the magic river.
Hell yeah.
Alright.
Obviously.
So how are you guys proceeding through the woods? It is all wooded terrain through the to your north. You can go fast, you can go slow, you can go normal.
I'm complaining the entire time. This is bullshit.
Okay.
Normal pace.
Slow
Well,
pace?
if it bothers you that much, just keep an eye out for a way to cross, maybe.
Look, I have like toddler stamina right now. Okay, this sucks.
Whoops.
Why, whoops.
Dead.
I had a heart attack.
Immediately die. Gargum falls unconscious.
Crit 1 death. Yeah, natural 1 death save. Dies.
So yeah, you guys, you head north through a slow pace. A couple hours pass. You don't really notice anything. You do eventually get to the waterfall to the north. As you arrive, it's exactly what you'd expect. The river just goes straight to a waterfall. There's a tall cliff face. We're talking like 60 feet tall cliff face on the opposite side. Across, you see the other side of the river again. Off to your west, more trees.
Can I investigate around the waterfall?
What are you investigating for?
A cave.
A cave around the waterfall. Okay, sure. Roll for investigation. Unless you're walking straight up to the waterfall and like peeking behind it, you stare at the waterfall. Yes, water.
I'm gonna use my context clues on this one. I would like to walk straight up to the waterfall and peek into the waterfall.
So how are you peeking around the waterfall, or are you like going through the water?
So I'm going to, like, is it possible for me to approach the waterfall and like not get wet?
I mean, in the sense that you're gonna get splashed with like foam water. I mean, you could like walk up to the cliff face and like look parallel to it if you wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
You're
trying
still
to.
getting splashed with some foam or
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm
but...
just trying to like look like in there without climbing through the waterfall.
Yeah. As you get there, you do see some rocks, like a cluster of rocks behind the wall. There is no cave. It is still a cliff face, but there are a cluster of rocks. If you wanted to, you could, try and hop across them. They're not like a path, but there are several rocks laid out
Okay. Well, I look to Evane. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get some water from the falling water above me. I'm gonna hold my vial out over the water.
Okay.
And if it's glowing, we know that it's still further upstream. If it's not, then it's something here. So I hold my vial out, catch some water falling from above, and I pull out my cloak.
Wouldn't assume it would come from
Roll athletics.
Oh God. Oh no, I'm not really that's not really my thing.
You're fine.
Okay, alright, yeah, so I
I was gonna say,
catch some-
If it failed, like the water, well, if he failed the waterfall, the force of the waterfall vials out of his hands down the river. Like it's.
So I catch some water in this vial and I put it in my cloak. Does it glow?
It glows.
Okay, so the falling water, I say to Evane, the falling water is glowing. What do you think about that?
I think that means it's somewhere further up. Although, and I'm just looking around. Does this look like this cliff just keeps going?
Yeah, like as far as you know, you don't know how long you'd have to go if you were trying to like go around it. It is like a 60-foot straight up cliff.
That's a big waterfall.
Yeah, it is.
I don't suppose anybody here can turn into an owl, can they?
You have no
Oddly
druid.
specific question you got there.
Oh, he is from another universe.
I've seen a lot.
You don't have your partner bird yet?
Not yet.
Tragic.
If only that was good.
Yeah, I'm
It's not
not.
like there's any sort of pathway we might, like, even if it's only like a half-assed pathway to try
The
and
only
climb.
pathway you guys have found is the one that Adrian knows about behind the waterfall. If you skip across some rocks and risk falling in.
Yeah.
But it
That's
just gets
bad.
us together.
And I relay that to them that there's a squirrely looking path back there, but we would have to.
Yeah.
Be
I understand.
careful.
Yeah,
I'll try
you guys are at a cliff face. It is just a wall.
Well,
I mean,
I
that
mean,
would
you
just get
could-
us across the river. That doesn't. Oh, well, I guess that could be a thing.
You
That's
could try to scale it, but like it's a 60-foot tall cliff. None of you have climbing gear. I mean, so you might have some
Excuse you.
pythons, but that's about it.
yeah. All
All
right.
right, Titans and rope. What else do you need?
All right.
Leona straight up says, "I'll try it."
All right. Well, let's do this. Let's be smart about it. Does anybody here have a rope?
I do.
All right. Why don't we, if we're all cool with this, and personally I'm a little nervous, we could tie ourselves together to one another,
The whole party gets swept down.
and then we start going across. The idea being is that if one person gets swept away, the others can still anchor that person. You know, I don't. Yeah, I'm just throwing an idea out there. It might go horribly, and we could all get pulled
Quick
downstream.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Are dwarves in this lore resistant to magic?
No.
Only if they are in the Arcana, and I don't think it's written in there, so no.
Yeah, no.
As a heads up, by the way, Adrian, you guys did finish a long rest last night, so your HP is restored. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I did. But I mean, if we're gonna do it, and I don't care what we do, like we could go back to town and just burn it to the
That
ground.
sounds like a bit in defeat.
Oh, I'm
Bottom,
resistant.
rope.
I'm resistant to poison. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do
That's
it.
All right. So we got one for it, but I don't feel comfortable sending someone who hasn't signed my contract across.
Oh my god.
What a shield.
The contract is back.
I'll do it whether I sign the contract or not.
All right, but you can. It's an option. Consider it an open invitation, kind of like you and men and women and some animals, honestly.
I could stay on this side and hold the end of the rope. I'll be the anchor.
All right, I'll stay on this
Well,
side and
I've-
I'll root for it.
All right, DM question: how fucking wide across is this damn river?
I mean, it's what Jordan's proposition is not an unreasonable request.
I'm saying, like, how we have 50 foot of rope. You just
It's maybe like 20 feet across. Like, you know, you can't jump it. 20, 25 feet-ish.
this sounded like much more of an obstacle before.
It could be a little more narrow upstream than it was downstream.
Either way. Well, unless anyone else wants to just stay here and start tying the rope into the rope to me.
Can
Anyone
I go
else?
around?
And Leona starts tying herself too, just like not even thinking about it. Just
What's that, Astrid?
I was gonna say, could I like look around for like a fallen log that we could possibly cross? But if we have a solution already,
It's up to you. You can roll for investigation if you want to go look for a fallen rock. I don't know if we're going to
Solution's
find
a
a
strong word.
25-foot fallen log, but
fucking knows? It's the forest.
a whole tree right here. Roll investigation. If you roll a nat 20, I'll give you guys a fucking tree.
Treant walks up. He's friendly. Lays across the river.
Look
there.
what I found behind the bushes, guys. Yeah, you don't find anything.
Yeah. So
Oh, fucking tree. Just, all right, everybody, heave! Oh!
Why does the party have a Treant in it? That's a mystery, Mousecatool. It'll help us later.
All right. So how are you guys
What the
tying your
fuck,
spells?
Jordan?
Are you like tying one person, everybody's like holding the rope on the other end, or like you tying and you're all jumping across and like
Daisy chaining.
daisy chaining?
That's what I assume when Leona comes up
Yeah,
and starts tying as well.
that's
Just
kinda
So they're
daisy.
daisy
I'm,
chained.
I'm holding the end as the anchor in case I have to pull their
Okay.
asses out of the water before they melt.
Okay. Adrian, how are you approaching the situation?
I mean, I'm also gonna. I mean, if those 4 are doing it, I'm on board. You know, I'll hop in.
Yeah, are you daisy chaining or are you helping
Yeah, I'm gonna.
helping Gargum hold?
Yeah, it's like I'm going to assume that the water is going to melt our skin because we should have gotten some of it on us when we were collecting.
If the 3 of them are going across, honestly, I'll help Gargum anchor, and then they can
Okay.
help us across when it's our turn.
Astrid? She yelled, hold on. As a note, you guys got some on you, but I mean, you just got like some mist, you know?
Yeah.
Are you
Like,
trying to
it's
say
not
it's going
like-
to melt our skin off?
I'm trying to say don't assume anything. I'm saying you got, when you said we got water on us, you got some mist on you.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have had to get pretty fucking wet. His hand would have gotten really fucking wet while filtering from a waterfall.
That's fair, actually.
You'll see.
60-foot waterfall.
You'll see. But in fair, when he shoved his hand out, it basically kicked his hand back out. It was all he had just to hold on to the vial.
I mean, I'm just trying to prevent the DM instance like the dead body that was actually not dead. Even though high investigations reported that it's a dead body.
It was
I
dead,
mean,
it was just
A
undead.
DC 30 is a DC 30, man.
Shut the fuck up.
Let me know when you're good, Astrid.
I'm good. Sorry.
Okay, so how are you joining this gang?
So right now it's me at the front, Leona.
Yeah, you can daisy chain yourself with them to go across. You can hold the rope with the other 2, or you can just, I don't know, stand by and watch, or you just go hop in and skip in by yourself. Whatever you want to do.
Let me check something real quick.
Do I have expertise in acrobatics? Cartwheels across.
Monk shit.
Just a monk shit. Love it.
I'll daisy chain myself.
Okay, so you're third in the line.
Yeah.
Gargum, Adrian, are you guys just holding the rope? Like, is that all you're doing? You're just holding onto it?
Yep, the anchor in case they need to be pulled out of the water.
Okay. But nothing special. You're just holding the rope.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, Yvain, lead the way.
Alright, taking the first bold steps.
You step onto the first rock, and you just have to start jumping from rock to rock.
Okay, I will jump from rock to rock.
Without a doubt, everyone has to follow you. So as you guys all begin jumping across the rock, make an acrobatics check.
Sweet, it's acrobatics.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
I got a 24
Wow.
without a nat.
Doc is
So-
so nimble.
Leona and Yvain are somehow cutting backflips while tied up. Asher she's hopping. She stumbles a little bit, but she's still hopping. Roll one more acrobatics check.
Me?
I'm
All
just
of
doing
you.
the bit where it's like hands are like behind my back and just kind of yep, yep,
Roll.
yep.
Okay. And you all make it across again. Yvain and Astrid are cutting half backflips at this point, and Leona's just doop-de-doo. And one last acrobatics check. I'm doing one for each of you tied.
Oh!
There it is.
oh.
So Astrid stumbles a little bit. She lands on the rock. Leona does another backflip, lands it. And Yvain slips and falls in. The 2 on the other side make a strength check.
Well, actually, wouldn't the people directly next to me make the strength check first?
I'm
I'm tied to them. I'm at the end of the line.
Yeah, we could hold them on too.
Yeah, I'm at the end of the line, so that means
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
First-
everybody make a strength check. If you 2 fail, you're falling in.
Yeah, now, for the record, guys, keep in mind on that one, you're not doing the strength saving throw or whatever. If you look on your skill sheet at the bottom, it says unskilled strength check.
Yeah.
Wait, where is that? I'm sorry.
On your skill page.
Oh, there it is.
Uh-huh.
At the bottom, it'll say unskilled strength check, unskilled dex.
Ooh, Jesus Christ. Is that 3 natural 20s in a row?
Oh my
Mhm.
God.
I hope we don't get into combat because your luck's not going to hold up.
well, luckily it doesn't matter. Leona's like, nah,
I need- Gargum's strength check.
Wait, why would all of them make a
that's a
strength?
saving throw.
Never mind.
That'll work. Yeah, I mean it's.
For posterity's sake. It's fine. Either way, you don't fall in. Leona grabs the rope taut and just whips it back, and somehow you just fling back up and land on the rock.
And Leona will do that with a wink.
The strength of the booze.
At this point, the three of you are able to successfully make it across the river with no incidents, thanks to Leona.
Well, I'd thank you there, but at the same time, I feel like trying to congratulate you for anything is going to have you attempting to get me in a bed.
I also want the
I'll
fact that
do that
Leona
anyway.
just backflipped across the whole thing and then just like whipped Charles back up, like, nope, on the rock.
Seeing all
Courtesy.
this, I look over to Gargum and I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, I just imagine because like I said, as I'm going across, it's just like hands behind back, just like dip, 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 and then dumbass.
Are the backflips necessary? Because I can't do that.
Yeah, that's not. It's not. You guys might have to pull me in.
We'll
like a
just
fish.
wait here. You tell us what's behind the rocks.
Well, we just crossed the water.
Yeah, they're on the other side of the river. There's nothing behind
Oh.
the rocks.
Oh.
All right, get to tying.
Now
We'll,
that we know
the three of us should be able to hold you, hopefully.
All right. I was like, I look over to Gargum. I was like, can you tie yourself, or do you need me to strap you in? Like, what do you need? Like, are you...
Got it.
And I'm
I'll
like-
use my shield as a flotation device when they inevitably drop me.
And I'm wrapping myself into, and I'm like, oh my god, I literally, I'm gonna- it's gonna be 3 days. 3 days. That's how long I was in this world.
And you respawn.
And I like cinch it down.
I swear to God, if you guys like end up at the bottom of the river, you're rolling new characters. Like I can't save you.
I'm ready for it.
All right, roll acrobatics, both of you.
Oh god, help me.
No, man.
Never mind.
Why can't I just
Oh
do
no!
You have a -1. Oh my god.
I rolled a 2. Damn it!
All right, Gargum, roll your acrobatics.
Why
I'm
can't
glad
I
all three of
just
us
roll?
are tied.
Why can't I just roll athletics?
Not the
That's
same
not what
thing.
it is.
We're not
Ability, that's
swimming, we're
great.
jumping.
Hooray!
They both fall in.
Can
Everyone on the
Oh,
other side of the
son a
river,
bitch.
roll a strength check.
Unskilled or...
Unskilled?
Unskilled
It would
strength.
be
Unskilled strength
unskilled,
check.
yeah.
Yep.
God
Evane is now in the river. Well, no, Evane's at the back of the line. So as Astrid and Leona are getting drug, Evane trips.
God damn.
Um,
Can't I at least hit my head on a rock to slow it down?
Astrid, Leona, make another strength check. You do not, Evane. You are on the ground.
All right.
Oh my God, this is so bad. Okay, Leona, you managed to like mount your feet. Astrid, you're just getting by, and you're able to start reeling them in. At this point, one more strength check. Everybody on the land. Oh my God, this went so bad. It was going so good.
Oh, Jesus
as well.
Christ.
Yes, you're up now. You're back up.
Okay. I can contribute again.
I'm saving the day right now.
Shit. Sheet minimize. Where's my sheet? There it is.
My God.
If I ever need a 10, I'm going to Astrid. Oh my god, Evane, you suck.
All right, so Leona, you pull them in again. Astrid, you're just rolling average, so you're just making sure you guys aren't going in the river at this point. Leona, you get another big jerk. They come in a little bit more. Evane, you trip and fall.
Oh, come on. now.
You get back up, so you're not taking a turn off, but you go to dig in and poof, crap, you get back up. You helped a little bit, but then you fell.
I just quickly real quick, just like quick flick of my hand. All right, I need some help here. Bloop, just little magical hand put it next to mine. Help me out here, friend.
I was hoping this was gonna go better, but take 1d2 magic damage, both of you.
Okay.
The ones in the water?
Yeah, the ones in the water.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh no, it's... I'm feeling quite melty right now.
I'm just gonna go ahead and subtract 2.
Well, roll the 1d2. You might get a 1.
Yeah. I got a 1 earlier. Anything's possible.
There.
All right. If you guys roll good on this, they're out of the water. Please, all three of you, once again, roll a strength check.
I'm just calling back. Guys, not to alarm you, I am actually melting!
All right, the super strong monk just showed up.
Can I roll a strength check for the hand too?
For what?
Oh, nobody heard anything I said then.
No, what'd you say?
No, what?
Uh,
As soon as I stand back, I was like, all right, fuck this, and I cast. I've got my little mage hand. I cast a mage hand.
Yeah, absolutely. You and mage hand can both just make 2 strength checks. Honestly, I'll give the mage the same stats as you. I don't care.
Minus fucking well.
Actually, roll a 1d20 for the mage hand.
All right, so there's that.
Yeah, it doesn't get any modifiers.
It pulls like 10 pounds anyway, so.
If you guys weren't all pulling, it would be useless.
Takes the edge off. Yeah.
I'm carrying over 100 pounds of gear.
Fucking hand roll better
So
than I
you
do.
guys are this turn just able to pull them out of the river. Finally, after a fucking shit show, Astrid just mounts her feet. She kind of does a hand side for her chi and just wah. And with the help of the other two and the mage hand, you're able to wrestle them out.
Mage hand, 10 pounds. Totally what we needed.
Not detrimentally so, but Adrian and Gargum, you are at this point able to notice that your armor has taken some wear and tear.
Yeah.
Your armor did not like that water.
We were literally melting.
I should have stayed at the bar.
I should have stayed in the ground.
I just kind of look at the
Probably
vial.
the 1 was bad, but the 0.
I just kind of look at the vial. Huh. Glass. What a wonder. Put it back.
Yeah, I was debating on that with the glass. Like, sure.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, there.
You know what? And I dig myself out, like pull myself out of the water, and I'm like catching my breath, and I just think, you know what? While I'm still here, and I just take a vial of that water and put it away for later.
I just got dry.
So yeah, you guys get to the other side of the river now.
Meredith
As you
is
look
going to
around.
the bathroom.
We'll take a 30-second break so I can go pee too.
Okay.
All right.
You rolled a 0.
I rolled a
Useless.
I have a -1 and I rolled a natural 1.
I have a -1 as well in strength and dex.
Yeah, no, that's what I was.
Oh my god. I was sitting there like the whole time. I was like, and then he started melting us, and I was just like, if I actually die in this goddamn river, I'll be right
Would that be
back.
better or worse than dying to the marbles?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you legitimately have a story of why that dwarf killed you?
Yeah, I have a lot of backstory written up for it. Yeah.
It's not important.
It's like, did you piss him off?
I'll tell you in character later.
Okay.